for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. From the capital city of the United States of America, Washington, D.C., ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
What the fuck has been going on, Stevie? I have not seen you in forever and a day. How are you?
I was gonna say, it does seem like extra long for some reason.
That fucking extra 2 days, man, it makes a difference.
So yeah, we rescheduled.
Might
Concert.
gotta reschedule next week too, because Sarah's working 6 days a week, like upcoming. And I gotta record. I just recorded with her today, but as I'm thinking about like the recording, I was like, it's kind of trash. I gotta do it again. And the only time we will have is Friday. So, and like while we're recording, Sophie's over there like popping bubbles with her gum, and she's excited, and she's over there like clapping. I'm like, I'm like looking over like, yo, shut the fuck up. At one point, she comes over and she was like, and I snapped. Like I was like, hey, go somewhere. Like like, if I do put that out, I'm not taking that out of the episode. It stays in. But
So the difference to me is I have to tone it down on Sundays a little bit compared to Fridays.
Well, see, yeah, it's like, well, the thing is too, like Sunday, I'm usually editing shit, and then I still gotta like, be ready for work the next day. So like, it's not like Sunday's a super inconvenience. It's just one of those things where it's like Friday, I know I can fucking get tanked. And the only thing I have on Saturday is jiu-jitsu, and I don't necessarily have to go to that, but I want to go to that, whereas I have to go to work. And like in a lot of cases, work is like I'm just hanging out, but still I'm caring for another person, so I still have to like not be hungover. So that that would be nice. Like, but I think he's supposed to be starting a job, which means I'll be with him at that job. It's only like maybe 2 or 3 hours, because I'm with him for 5 hours of the day, and then he, if he has his job, is like 2.5, maybe 3 hours or some shit. I don't know. So on one note, it cuts down on us going to Dave and Buster's and the movies all the time, but then on the other note, it's like, and because like he's working, I'm not working. I'm just kind of hanging out, watching to make sure, keeping him on task. So I don't know, like so when I applied for the job, I applied for the employment coordinator, not coordinator, but like employment specialist, so to help them find jobs and talk with other companies. And they kind of okie doked me. I was like, yeah, we got a different position for you, buddy. Would this be of interest? And I was like, yeah, this is fine. I just wanted to get out of my other job. I was like, Monday through Friday still? Yeah. Like, word?
Yeah, Monday through Friday is key.
Yeah.
Like,
Fuck
it's
yeah.
a big difference.
Yeah.
Those 1 day offs in a row, those suck the most.
Mm-hmm.
And then I used to think it was cool way back in the day. Like, oh, my days are off. No one's going to be out. But nah, there's just a lot more to do on the weekend and easier to coordinate things.
Also, the world is different now. So being off on Wednesday meant nothing, because I could be off on Wednesday and people are still all over the place. There's like, it was still busy. Like, again, with my job now, I'm out and about during the day, like the mall and shit. It is packed on like a Monday morning at the mall. Like, like the old folks were doing their little morning jazzercise walk around the mall and shit. And then the mall opens at 10. That motherfucking mall is jam-packed by like 10:45, 11 o'clock. And it's like, yo, why? Like, I get it. It's summertime right now, so kids are out of school. So that's part of it right now. But we're going to see in a few weeks how this motherfucking shit looks. Because when I started the job, school was still in session and things were still a little busy. But yeah, like I applied for like the employment specialist, and yeah, they put me in this position, which is fine. And then I met the employment specialist. Let me tell you, dude, cutie pie. Like it was difficult to focus, because I met her once like early on, but it was kind of like a forgettable exchange. Like, hey, how's it going? I'm so and so. I was like, hey, what's up? I'm Dante. I just, we shook hands and I kept moving on. Then when I had to like sit and have a meeting with her the other day, and I'm sitting there like, dude, like what you doing later? Trying to be on my podcast? Me and my wife. But I don't know. It's like we'll see how these weeks gonna go with him working, because basically I just got to make sure he's on task, make sure like I don't know, blow the place up. I don't know how this shit works, man. Like I'm no expert at this shit at all. I don't even know how to do most of the shit that I do. It's just I'm patient with the dude, but then I hear other people.
Key.
Well, yeah. Well, I think that's the biggest thing to it. But then I hear people who've worked with him for years, and then they ask me questions like, "Have you had this problem with him?" It's like, I had that problem with him once. We didn't have that problem again. It's like, how? Like, it was like, I don't know. I mean, I talked to him and let him know we're not doing this anymore. Like, he tried to make a scene in the bowling alley with me. I pulled him to the side. Was like, and at first I didn't know how to handle that. For real, I was like, this is about to get. I might got a fireman carry this dude out of this fucking bowling alley. This is about to get ugly. He ain't got good balance. Regular people ain't got good balance, so he ain't got good balance. So I could just trip him real easy. But then I was like, nah, violence is not the answer, Dante. So I sat him down, talked to him, and I was like, hey, come walk with me real quick. So we go outside, we walk. Got him to calm down. The chick in the bowling alley figured it out. Like, the water bottle wasn't his, so he calmed down. He got emotional. He hugged me. I was like, man, I'm so sorry. I was like, dude, it's cool. He's like, are you mad at me? I was like, no, man, I'm not mad, but let's go bowl, son. We got bowling to do. You got a high score to get. And like, he changed. He was like, okay, cool. Business as usual. And then like one of his house coordinators asked me about it, because it's like, yeah, he tried to make a scene over the weekend. It got real ugly. I was like, well, what was the conditions? Like, how many games did you bowl? He was like, we bowled 2. I was like, okay. He was like, he wanted to bowl 3. I was like, okay, what's the problem? He was like he wanted to bowl an extra game. I was like, you tell him at the beginning how many games you're gonna bowl. That's what I always say to him. I was like, we're going in, we're gonna bowl 2 games, and that's it. Now he'll finish that second game. He'll go one more, like asking. And I'll say, we don't have time, we gotta go, and I don't have a problem with him. And I've talked to him about it. I was like, yo, like, wait, why did you have problems with dude over there? You don't got a problem with me. He was like, I don't want to talk about it. I was like, all right. I take that as like I'm cooler. So, like, fuck y'all. Anyhow.
That's all. Welcome to the show.
Episode 118, bitches.
Get out of here.
Oh, we got ganache down here. Or that might be a fruit fly or something. I don't know. What's the difference?
Looks like a fruit. Yeah.
What's the difference between the two?
I don't know if there is a difference.
Oh, yeah. Fuck them.
The G-Nats or the gangsters.
Gangsta Nat.
The fruit flies are a different kind of crew.
The fruit flies. They're sassy.
Oh, I don't know what I was watching, but they were describing that as zesty.
Yeah.
Or no, spicy. I know spicy. It's like, you said that spicy.
No, what I said zesty about something one day. It was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh, that dude's zesty as fuck. So I got rest in peace, R.I.P. on the board 3 times, yo. So Alex Collins, former Ravens running back, passed away this week. That sucks. I don't know the conditions of it, but leave it to the internet, and you know what they're gonna say? Oh, he was vaccinated. So leave it to that. Wee Herman passed away. I think he had cancer. That's unfortunate. So to celebrate, I watched Pee Wee's Big Adventure this week.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Oh no, dude! I jerked off majorly on like Friday night.
I went to the adult theater.
Oh no, fuck that. No, because that's got to be a nightmare, dude. Like, but I guess that's what they had to do back in the day. But did they though? Like, you got your own house, just jerk off at home.
Imagine him though. He's known for being Pee Wee Herman and being caught in an adult theater. Like, pretty much everyone knows those 2 things about him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is there anything else to know about him?
Well, remember those pictures when they first came out? Everyone was shocked. That's what he looked like. And then he kind of went back to the Pee Wee Herman look.
Well, but that's his regular look, though. I mean, they're like, oh my god, like
I
it was the off season.
about him though. Like during Pee Wee Herman, like he kind of stayed in character. He's like the Undertaker. Staying in character outside.
Method acting and shit. Like, goddamn, dude, relax. So I was watching Pee Wee's Big Adventure today, and it was wild because like as we're watching it, it was like we're like, yo, if this was something today, motherfuckers were like, yo, that dude's on the spectrum for sure.
Oh, that was a weird show.
Like, yeah, the show was weird.
I was trying to read about like where it came from too. I think someone helped. Like I think it was like something with his improv group, some character he came up with, and then like he like changed the voice around several times, and I think the voice came from like another character.
Yeah, I mean, comedians would do that back.
And then I don't think it was meant to be a kids thing originally.
I don't know. I mean, obviously because we run around jerking off and shit, so probably not.
Because Pee Wee's Playhouse really isn't like a kids movie. It's kind of got some scary moments with large Marge for a kid.
Yeah, was that so? Yeah, like Big Adventure was like a little like it was weird because as we were watching it, my first thought, as his bike gets stolen, and it's like, oh shit, like, and then he goes after a homeboy because the one dude comes up to him and is like, it's my birthday, and my dad said I can have whatever I want, and Sarah's like, yo, these are grown ass men. And I was like, yeah, I mean, just go with it. This shit came out back in the 80s, like 85 or some 80 some shit, 89 maybe, So it's like, just go with it. It's everything was silly back in the 80s. Everything.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of these movies when I go back and watch it now. There's a lot to not have anything to do with the plot. They always tried to have little punchlines and things for the preview that gave away.
Well, what was it like? We went back and watched Revenge of the Nerds one night.
Oh man, that one has some scenes you could not show today.
Oh my god, that dude's a rapist.
Yeah, he really is. And he was looked at as being a hero.
Yeah, he was the hero of the movie. This dude's a rapist.
He turned off the lights and pretended to be someone else.
Yeah, I mean the movie's like not just that, but like Porky's, Meatballs, Bachelor Party, all those fucking movies that are like revered as classics. Is like, oh, they rapists, dude. Those are all rapists. They peeping toms. They're horrible beings. But back in the 80s, that shit was like funny. It was cool. And as time goes on, I was like, I don't think we should be doing this. Should we? Like, maybe not. But then going back to like American Pie, like there's a lot in that movie that's not okay. They got homegirl on the internet, butt naked. It's like, and everybody's watching that shit. That shit's not flying today.
Oh, that was underage too.
Yeah.
Or maybe she wasn't.
No, I think. Well, I mean, she was. It was senior year, so it's one of those ambiguous things where it's like they could be 18, they could be 17. We don't know, but that's what like when you're on the internet porn sites and they're like, teens. It's like, well, 18 and 19 is teen. It's like, how about I just don't look at teens? That
scene was pretty wild. I feel like that was just written because the director wanted to see her.
She was a cutie pie.
I don't know that situation would be possible in real life. First time over there studying.
And she just gets naked.
Yeah, while he's like, hold on, I need to change. And then she just, like, how long does she need? Like,
and then while she's getting changed, she goes into one of his drawers and finds dirty magazines. It's like, oh, let me sit down here on the bed. But and mind you, they've got the webcam queued up. Like, it's just very, very unrealistic.
And those webcams back then, they can't go that far. They were blurry as hell.
Well, no, it was because it was connected through the internet. So, like it wasn't like they're next door and then watching off the cam itself. It's like they were like connected through the server. So like the school server, as a matter of fact, that's what it was.
We sent it to the link to the whole school. Yeah,
they're trying to send it to like just a group, and like because it was on the school server, everyone got it. It's good stuff, dude. Wait, was she wasn't in the sequels, I don't think. She was in like one of the sequels later.
She probably was like, what the fuck?
Because I think the whole thing
was literally like, her whole part.
I think the whole thing was like they like, oh, because of that she got sent back home.
Oh yeah,
because she was an exchange student.
They covered her with that story.
Like dumb. But
she was never really in anything. I can't remember her name. It was like Elizabeth.
Shannon Elizabeth.
Yeah,
she was in a few things, but it's like during that time, like any movies, it's like you'll have like someone that they kind of fall into a typecast, and they'll try to break away from it, but really, I like
Stifler never was able to. Stifler played different versions of Stifler in
Yeah.
10 different movies.
like I think the rundown was like the closest to him getting away from it. And he was still Stifler. Well, she was in 13 Ghosts. She was in Jane Silent Bob, and then she was like, those are the ones I know for sure. And I'm certain there's some other things. So I remember looking her up when they did Jane Silent Bob reboot, and she was in that. And I was like, what has she been up to? And it's like she's been doing like small things like TV shows and stuff, which it's like good for her. She was cute. She's still cute. So, good for Shannon Elizabeth. But you know what? Not good for Tara Reid. Like, I just listened back to, because I had put out an episode of So You Like Horror. We're talking about Tara Reid because of Sharknado. Because she's in all the Sharknados, even as a robot. And when we were talking about the hot girls list, and she was like number 3 in the draft, I was like, how is she number anything? And it's like, but then start thinking about like, what's the peak? Like, what is her peak performance? And it's like Van Wilder probably. And it's like, even then, it's like, she's still not being Denise Richards, who was number 5 in the draft. I'm not going to let this shit go. I'm like salty about this. Fuck, dude, get your life together.
Always sticks.
Okay. But yeah, rest in peace, Pee Wee Herman. I do suggest watching Pee Wee's Big Adventure on acid. No, seriously, I wasn't even on drugs, and I was tripping out. So do that. Also, in personal sad news, I had a guest on Off the Mats recently, who I just got news that he actually passed away. His name is James Humberstone, and he has a ileostomy, so he has a stoma like I do. And he does jiu-jitsu, and that's how we kind of connected. I put up a video a few years ago about training jiu-jitsu with a colostomy, and he stumbled upon a video, contacted me, and we got to talking because he was trying to get into jiu-jitsu. So he did eventually find a gym, and he was enjoying it. He came on the show, talked about his experience and plans of moving forward and really growing with the sport. Unfortunately, he passed away on August 10th. So it just got like the email with the obituary stuff. So I'll probably send something, like flowers or something to them. But thoughts and prayers, likes and shares off to them. And then back to the fuckery. So
do we drink to that?
Yeah, of
pour
course.
out a little 40.
Hey,
This isn't as bad. It's not good, but it's not bad
it's
at all.
not good, but it's not really bad. So here's the James. Cheers.
It's pretty tasteless for this style of beer. It's like
The initial for sure is tasteless. There's not like any bite to it. There's an aftertaste, but there's no bite.
I was definitely expecting a harsh.
Oh
Not
yeah,
harsh,
motherfucker! I
but
see it.
something strong.
Hold on. I got him right here, Steve. Watch this. This motherfucker's dying. Die tonight, bitch.
G-Nat.
He ain't so gangster now, motherfucker. What's up now, bitch? So yeah, I guess one thing that popped up, and you know me, I like to go to the comments. So Michael Oher, whatever, the dude from the Ravens, the blindside guy. Apparently he's suing the family, and he's upset. He's saying that he didn't, I guess, agree to have his likeness shared or whatever. I'm not sure what all the fuckery is with it.
Yeah, this is like a long time later.
Yeah, well, because I remember when the movie came out, and there's pictures of him like taking pictures, and I don't know, it was really weird. And now, so I went into the comments, and of course, I don't go into our own comments because that's toxic. I go to other people's comments though, because I ain't got to deal with the shit. But a lot of racism, a lot of racist comments, dude. It's like, dude, relax. They're like, oh, he's flat broke now, so now he's got to sue. Like, no, he's got a lot of money. It's just weird though that he is suing at this point. Like, it's really, really bizarre.
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, the movie also is like based on a true story. Whenever it says based, it's usually pretty far off.
Yeah.
It's like one little premise might be true, and then 99% of it's
Well,
what do you call it?
they usually
over-exaggerated.
like take like the based on the true story, just like they'll take it like we take the characters' names and the ideal of the story, but we're gonna fuck with the story some. And it's like, okay, that's weird that you would do that. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I remember
why.
hearing like maybe he, I don't know, wasn't quite adopted the way they said it was, but
Yeah, it was like a conservatorship, like Britney Spears. Like Britney. Oh yeah, Britney's getting divorced. She's on the market again.
pass. She looks crazy.
But Christina, though, I'm telling you, Christina, since she became a mom, those boobs out of control, son. Not like in a bad way, but it's like in a good way. Like, oh my god, I just want to hug her, like a lot. And then like if I was rich, I would let her rob me. I would legit let her I would let her Anna Nicole Smith me.
Britney
That's
seems
fucked up.
like she would just be all over the place.
Yeah, well, apparently, from what I understand, I'm no gossip reporter. I don't know facts. I just know headline. I only read the headlines. I don't read the articles.
It's based on a true story.
That's how any of my stories go. It's based on a true story. So I guess her husband filed for divorce and irreconcilable differences, which usually means someone was fucking around. Apparently, Britney was having sex with one of the house workers, which is wild. It was like first the backup dancer,
She seems
now the house worker. You don't love yourself, girl. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Let me look up some real facts on this real quick. I want to make sure that I'm giving y'all the real scoop here, the real 411. Like, we started talking about Michael Oher, now we're on Britney Spears. Like, this is how we do it, though. But yeah, like the whole Michael Oher thing was a conservatorship type deal, and I think with that, they
what's he
claim.
even suing for?
I don't know. I don't. You know, let's look him up first. Let's look at Michael Oher.
So if he's saying it's not a true story, I don't think.
Well, so I don't think he's.
said it was.
I don't think he's saying that it's not a true story. He's saying that he didn't give, first off, any, permission to use his likeness or name and whatnot. But I think, yeah, he is saying like that story is not fully factual. Which, I mean, again, you don't really have a lot to stand on there, because if it says based on a true story, it's highly unlikely that they're thinking that it's going to be factual anyway. So let's see, Michael Oher.
And why now?
Yeah, well, that's kind of the bigger question. It's like, why are you doing this now, homie? Let's see, the blindside lawsuit. I trust Yahoo. I trust their website, right? They're good news people. Lawsuit takes surprising turn as Tui family seeks to end Michael Oher's conservatorship. This was Friday. Wait, they're seeking, so they still have control of him? Like, what? Wait, Sandra Bullock was his mom. I've never seen the movie. I never bothered to watch the movie, because you know why I didn't bother to watch the movie? Because where we are, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, this story is so good. It's so heartwarming, and like I love the ravens and corn dogs in my face."
It wasn't. It's so predictable.
Well, duh. What were you expecting? Him to die?
The family was.
White saviors.
Yeah, but it seemed weird the whole time.
All right, the roller coaster drama surrounding the blindside lawsuit has just taken a surprising turn. The Tui family has made a bold move, announcing their intention to seek an end to Michael Oher's conservatorship. Let's recap. Earlier this week, former NFL star Michael Oher recently filed a legal petition against Leanne and Sean Tui. Yo, her name is Leanne. You should have already knew. Like Leanne, like spelled like Leigh space Anne. You already know she trouble, son. She's from the backwoods. Claiming that they never actually adopted him and placed him under a long-term conservatorship. This revelation has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry and left fans of the movie questioning the truth behind the heartwarming story. The news even had fans requesting that Sandra Bullock, who starred in the Oscar-winning film inspired by Oher's story, return her Oscar for Best Actress. I didn't know she won an Oscar for that. That's wild.
That's wild because she's. I wouldn't say she was that great in it.
Like, I mean,
She's kind of annoying. I mean, that might be the person she's playing is annoying. So maybe she does get the Oscar.
Leanne Karen Tui.
Nah, yeah, there's definitely some Karen vibes.
The news even had fans requesting. Oh, I already read that. My bad. The Tui family then released a statement claiming Oher has tried to threaten them with a shakedown for money in the past per People, which is what makes Sean and Leanne Tui's decision to end the conservatorship even more perplexing. On Wednesday, the Tui's attorney, Randall Fishman, suspect, announced during a press conference that the couple plans on entering into a consent order to permanently end their conservatorship over Oher. The report, like, I hate, like fuck your sources. Like, make that source thing better, because that made me read like I'm dumb and I don't know how to read. So basically, they mad, he mad, everybody mad. Like, yo, just agree to not talk to each other.
Like, they had his money, like, or
so that's what it sounded like initially. Is like, well, because of the movie, they made tons of money. Like, so that's a big deal of it. And then having a conservatorship, I think that means like you have control over the other person's like well-being and whatnot, which is a weird thing in itself. Because that was the whole deal with Britney Spears, and her dad having a conservatorship. Her dad's name is Jamie, and then she has a sister named Jamie Lynn. What the fuck is wrong with?
They should have named her Jamie Lynn Jr. There's never been a junior girl, right?
Nah, because dudes are sociopaths. They're like, I want to name my son Steven. Like, why don't you name him Rex? Like, I like my name a lot. I like my name so much, I want it to last on for the next 8 generations. Whereas women are just like, all right, let's name her Betsy. That's a fucked up. Yeah, but my name is Betty, and I don't want to name her Betty. You just name her Betsy. Like, weird.
I told Dad that one time my name was not my real name. And I was like, it's because it's a really bad name. And she was like, what is it? It's Ralph.
Ralph's a tight name, son.
And she did believe it for a little bit.
The
you know where Ralph comes from?
King Ralph.
No, the Cheech and Chong movie when he gets pulled over and he's so high and he's just giggling, but he's just like, Chong throws up in the passenger seat when the cops are like pulled him over and they're like, what's his name? And he's like, his name is Ralph. The first Cheech and Chong, the Up and Smoke, is classic material. The other movies weren't so good, but that particular one is one of the funniest movies.
It's kind of like the Harold and Kumar movies. Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
By the way,
great.
One of our beers today, I don't know why, but we got the White Castle logo.
Nice. I like it. Did you get it from White Castles?
I don't know what it has to do with
fuck is going
White
on,
Castle.
man?
So, from what I understand, no, that's the other beer. So I don't. Oh, here we go. It's gonna say why. White Castle and Evil Genius are added again with another craveably sophisticated collaboration.
I don't like
so
that.
White Castle's in the collaboration of beer now?
I don't know how I feel about that.
We'll get to that one. That was our third beer.
I-
we might as well rate this one.
I got big
This one's
emotions.
long gone.
Yeah. Hey, make sure that Gannett is dead. I thought I saw it moving. I smashed the shit out of it with the remote, but I thought I saw the motherfucker moving still. I was like, yo, I smashed me. It was like flattened like a pancake.
Man, I saw some videos this week of like, if you cut a snake's head off, its head still lives for a little bit. Its body still lives for a little bit.
Shit is wild.
The snake's head was like moving by itself, still trying to bite things.
I saw one of like the little skink lizards down here earlier. It probably escaped and got out. So I don't know.
Zip my backpack.
Well, like we were recording, like as like I'm sitting here and I'm like, "Ooh, there's a skink that just ran under the treadmill." And Sarah like freaks out and like goes looking for it.
The internet be having some scary stuff. I saw a video the other day of like it was like how easy a rat can crawl through your toilet.
Oh yeah,
I was like, whoa.
Well, that's what they say. Like when you go on like vacations and shit. Like in certain states, it's like keep like your water running. Like I know in the wintertime, so your pipes don't freeze, but like also even in the summer because like bugs come up through the pipes, and it's like, damn, shit is wild. Fuck bugs, yo. I hate bugs.
Yeah, bugs are
All right, let's rate this son of a
right.
bitch.
So this is called the Duck Rabbit. Well, actually, though, when I looked it up, it's oh no. See, it's confusing because it says the Duck Rabbit here. I believe that's the brewing company, but it's called Rabid Duck. You know,
Makes
what's
sense.
our company? The Duck Rabbit. What's our beer? The Rabid Duck. All right, so it's a Russian Imperial Stout.
That makes sense now.
Supposed to have bitter chocolate and espresso toffee notes. It does, but not nearly as strong as I would have expected. It's kind of a lighter tasting stout to me. I mean, it's got like the aftertaste of all that, but for the most part, it's like pretty easy to drink. I wouldn't say the taste is great, but it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Almost doesn't have much of a taste. It's like a Guinness with a little bit more coffee taste.
I can see that.
But it's a 10%.
That does make a difference.
Yeah, like if you're comparing it to Guinness, I'll take this any day.
Um,
And I think too, this is a sipping beer. Like we probably weren't supposed to drink it in a cold glass or drink it as fast as we did. But
yeah, I'm sure. It
but
makes
I mean,
a
I think
difference.
the stouts technically aren't supposed to be cold glasses.
That does make a difference because we did this all wrong. I bet.
It foamed up quite a bit.
So I'm not gonna. I can't say I would buy this. So it's definitely not going into the sevens. It's in the sixes. I'm gonna give it a 6.8 because I feel like again you hand this to me. I'm aware of it now. I drink it. It's a 10. I'm looking to get busy.
Yeah, this one's tricky because if I'm comparing it to others of this kind, it would be a higher score, but I'm not really supposed to do that. I think I'll go 7 just because it is a 10%er. It's fun. And then that gives the score total below a
6.9.
7, which is, I think, where it's at.
Yeah, that's fair. So Britney Spears breaks silence following Sam Asghari divorce filing. I can't take the pain anymore. Probably from like all the butt sex, I guess. Like with the house helper. Britney Spears is speaking out following her split from her husband Sam Asghari. I think that's how you say that. The pop superstar 41 wrote in a statement about their impending divorce on Instagram on Friday. As everyone knows, what the fuck does that say? I don't know. That's not his name. Oh,
I saw people thinking their relationship was fake the whole time, and like
that's
their pictures together aren't even her.
well, she probably thought it was fake too, which is why she started fucking the house workers. She was like, "Oh, we're not really married." Like, and he was like, "Baby, but we are." She was like, The pool boy says differently, and so went it. Let's see. Sam and I are no longer together. 6 years is a long time to be with someone, so I'm a little shocked. But I'm not here to explain why because it's honestly nobody's business. Oh, that's proof. She out there fucking everybody else. That's proof. All right. Well, either way, sorry, Britney. Sucks being you. Let's go find some pictures of Christina Aguilera though, real quick, because she cute and like Christina looks like the kind of chick that like would probably like she's into weird shit. I bet like Britney's into weird shit, but because she's like from the trailer, Christina's into weird shit because she just wanted to be different. And she was like, I want to be like, you know, like back in the 2000s where like all the white chicks were like, I'm not white, I'm Venezuelan, or I'm not white, I'm Swedish, I'm not white, I'm Cuban. Like,
What did she say she was?
like, well, her last name's Aguilera, so she's some sort of Hispanic.
I
But she
used,
has a
to think,
Spanish
I
album.
used to think she was.
Yeah, she has like a Spanish album. A couple
What
of
is
them.
her natural hair color? Because I know she had dark hair at one
I'm
point.
pretty sure that blonde is her natural hair color. Like looking at like her eyebrows and pubes and stuff.
I think blonde hair though, you don't always match down here.
I don't know. I don't know because guess what? I'm not blonde, but like her eyebrows and shit, like kind of tells the story though. I think she's a blonde. I trust her. I believe her. Yeah, let's see here. Let me look at these pictures here real quick. Go ahead and talk about something. I'm busy.
Speaking of eyebrows,
Getting
I came
stuff for,
across
the
a
spank
meme where
bank.
this girl freaked out because it looked like a damn caterpillar was climbing on her arm, but it was her eyelash fell on her arm.
Gross.
Pretty funny.
Fucking gross. Oh, this
Oh,
looks
yeah.
promising.
And those eyelash things, I think I sent you the meme. Someone was like, "Can we call these eye weaves?"
Yeah, I don't like who like. Okay, like because there was a meme. I'm sure it's been around a few times where it's like some chick was complaining about like wearing the same outfit as another girl. And it's like, and the guy was like, "Look, it's you all that's doing that. No dude gives a fuck that you're wearing the same dress as another chick at the party. Like zero. Same thing with those fucking eyelashes.
Only that, but like I didn't even notice a thing was like pictures of me at a party and I'm wearing the same thing. And I was like, yeah, that's my nice clothes.
Yeah, it's
Only
like
got one.
in most cases, it's like if I'm at like a party, I'm wearing my blue sweatpants. These are my nice sweatpants. These are the clean ones, and I'm usually wearing a comic book or jiu-jitsu shirt because it's clean. I wonder if I should like dress up kind of tomorrow to like go out with him to his job interview.
There was a while in our yearbook that I was purposely wearing the same shirt each yearbook picture. It was this Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen picture I had. And I believe it said Joint Chiefs stuff. See, I feel like this beer was a case of
I'm
like,
still all right with
it's
Christina.
a strange,
She's still all right in my book.
oh, wow, she looks different, but in a good way. Like,
Like I think when she was younger, she was trying
she
to
looks
like
a little Gwen, like the younger Gwen Stefani in those pictures.
like I feel like when she was younger, she was trying to be outlandish and just like I want to be completely like I don't want to be like this pop star, pop queen. So I wanted like when she did that second album with the song with Redman, it's like she's going out of her way to like not be what she was on the last album. And then like you look at her, it's like, I mean, she's a pretty girl though. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, that's what I meant to say. One of the worst. Did you hear about the this week? Who was it? Melly Mel versus Eminem.
Oh yeah. I did hear something about
Oh
that.
man,
Which yeah,
Melly Mel really. First off, the memes about this are hilarious because they're like, "Oh, please don't do that style. Don't do the 1, 2, 3." Sure enough, it sounds like the.
it's like how do you sound slower now than you were? Like
It's just even that cadence though. It's just they used to just rhyme numbers for no reason. But yeah, his
what's
biggest like
beef?
punchline was he called him Pee Wee Herman. How they let Pee Wee Herman in the Hall of Fame. And I was just like, man, I don't think anyone thought your rhyme was good. And I think he even like tried to take it back later and like it was like, yeah, I didn't. That's not the best I could do. And it's like I just remember it ends
like
with him
it is,
like
though.
counting to 8. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I was like, oh man. This is cringy, but yeah, I mean, it was like one of those things. Is like, what's the this?
I mean, like what's his
I
beef
think he
over though?
didn't. I think he's trying to say. So I think Eminem dissed him because he said something about Eminem
course.
wouldn't be in the top 5 if he wasn't white. And then Eminem's response was kind of clever, but he was like, "I'm only in the top 5 because I'm white, because that should be number 1." And if I wasn't white, I wouldn't just be top 5. I'd be number 1. I mean, that's debatable, but
I've heard
that was clever.
I've heard that argument though from quite a few people about like if he weren't white, he wouldn't be.
Yeah,
top
I think
5.
it's a double-edged sword for the white rappers. I think it helps you. I think it's definitely a reason he sold the records he did.
Well, yeah, I mean he branched out for sure.
But in the like greatest of all time talks, he probably is getting knocked a little bit because of it. Like
Well,
no one wants to say he's the great. A lot of people will not want him to be number 1 because of that.
Well, so the argument though, even in his favor though, is like, well, there are other white rappers that aren't in the top 5 though. So it's like that it has to say something that like he's even considered there. So I mean, they even say like, oh, well, you're top 10, top 5, whatever. It's like, whereas like the others aren't. So it's like, it's a weird thing because honestly, shit like that it's all based on your opinion. Like, like how do you feel about it? Because like your top 5 might be different from my top 5, or you know someone else's top 5, and it's like, and a lot of times the top 5 is kind of universal. Like you know, cats be like, you know, Jay is up there, you know, that's almost universal. Everybody's going to always have him up there. It's like it's just a matter of where you have him. And then Eminem kind of gets into the talking. It's like, okay, if he's going to be in there, is he top 5? Where is he in your top 5? Or if he's not top 5, where is he at under that? So it just becomes this weird thing when people argue about like, well, if you weren't white, you wouldn't be top 5. I was like, well, I mean, top 5 means nothing anyway, because there's a billion different opinions, a billion different magazines, and a billion different, reasons, to have them there or not to have them there. But
yeah, that's what it was over. And so, I think Eminem said a line about something about, he likes to, when he hears something in the media he doesn't like, he likes to respond.
Of course.
Yeah, one Melly Mel looks like he's damn like 90 years old, but with lots of steroids. I mean, he's juiced up like crazy.
Don't hate. Like,
and he got like a not a Fu Manchu mustache, but it's weird looking. One of those thin but long mustaches. Like, what's going on there?
You don't know.
Like, he looks like he's still in the 70s.
It's like he didn't want to let go. He's like, I can still do it. It's like, you probably shouldn't though.
But man, I call it the Sesame Street rap style. That's what he came with. That real early 80s.
It's like on 2 notes. It's like, Eminem, grow up. You don't have to respond to everything in the media. Chill. Like, for real. It's like early in his career, that chip on your shoulder, that built you. You're a grown ass man now. You don't got to respond to everyone. Fucking Machine Gun Kelly says his daughter was hot. He's like, oh, gotta write a track. It's like, yo, chill. It was kind of a compliment. Like, you're saying, like, you got good genes. Relax. Like chill. Like he went at Mariah Carey. Well, I feel like Mariah went at him first.
But also, didn't they have like some kind of relationship?
Well, yeah. Well, that was a thing. Like, apparently they had a relationship. Mariah made that song Obsessed. Well, no, she made the song Clown like a long time ago, and nobody knew what that song was about. And then like, it's like you start connecting the dots. It's like, oh shit. And then she made Obsessed. And at the time, I don't think he said anything. Like, he might have like had some interviews, but he never like made a track. And then after she did Obsessed, he fired back and was like, oh boy. And he like started putting out voicemails. It's like, oh no. Like, chill, son. Chill.
That does not seem like a compatible couple.
That doesn't seem like some shit
like
that
they
makes
don't
sense.
look right at all.
But to be fair, Mariah
she's
be with
kind of
people
a
that
curvy.
she don't.
Looks, I don't know how much she weighs. Not that she's a big girl, but he's a tiny guy. I feel
But
like
this was like back in the day though, where I mean, she wasn't like Mariah of like 95.
he's like 5. What do you think? He's 5'8"? He's a tiny
That's
guy.
generous. Let's check it out. Let's try. I'm going. Okay. I'm going to go 5. I'm going 5'6". Let's see. I don't want to give.
No, he's not 5'6".
I think he's 5'6".
That's like the guy Mad Child height. He's tiny.
I don't want to like.
No,
give
he
her
might
these,
be
like
even
Christina
smaller.
Aguilera pictures because she's cute though.
By the way, Mad Child's playing Leesburg, Virginia. I want to go to that if you're interested.
Give me some dates and we'll talk. And Eminem had some static with Christina Aguilera too. Chill, son.
Oh, I mean, he used to have static with everyone.
It was like, why you got to fight everyone? Eminem's height and feet.
5'8". I bet.
You're going 5'8". All right. Wait, why are we? Oh yeah. Okay, we're not doing images. You win it. You got it. 5'8". I mean, he just looks like a little kid to me.
No, I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, he used to get picked on. So,
Ooh,
with
chill. Because what if he hears this?
I know I'm going to get dissed, but I kind of, because I used to dislike him, but I kind of like that he was like, House Pain should be in Hall of Fame. Like, he came around. But that whole beef with Everlast was a legit beef, but then he brought in Limp Bizkit simply because Lethal was on TV and said if they had a physical fight, he would lose. That's not really. That's just facts because he's 5'8" versus a 6'2" guy that outweighs him probably by 100 pounds.
It's like, again,
I don't even think he meant it as a diss. He's just like, nah, if they fought physically, obviously this guy would win.
I mean, again, the whole chip on the shoulder attitude. I mean, it's one thing early on when you're younger, and even still when you're younger, like, relax. It's like now, dude, like, you're damn near 50. Relax. You got to be mad at everybody.
But it's weird as I like him a little bit more now. Like, I couldn't, some of his songs back then, they were just too like trying to be too much punchlines of like, wasn't really about anything. I mean, granted, a lot of hip hop in the 90s was like that. There weren't too many songs that stayed with a topic necessarily. Like, what's My Name Is about? Nothing.
No.
It's just punchline after punchline. But there's tons of songs like that. But I
think he like really, really like leaned into the punchline because like if you listen to like his albums, like it's mostly punchline stuff. Well, like the commercial stuff especially was punchlines, and then like everything else was like dissing his mom. It's like damn, like relax, like it ain't that deep. Yeah, maybe it is. I mean, that's why dogs need therapy though.
I think he's very, very talented, but there's just something I don't fully relate to, or it's not like one of my favorite artists or anything. I mean, it's even same with like Notorious B.I.G. I respect that he's super great, but it's just not something I've ever related to his music like super hard.
Well, it's funny because like I was thinking about Biggie the other day, and it's like,
well, did you see the rumor of like he bit his whole style from this other dude that almost had the exact same name and almost had the exact same song? Like it's the same sample, the same cadence. His name was like Big Daddy instead of Big Papa. It was like, did he just rip this dude off? And maybe. Apparently this dude got paid tons of hush money. Again, this is probably a conspiracy theory, but it got paid enough where he's not going to come out about it. But there is this recording, whether it's true or not. The internet be making up stuff.
Yo, the internet be
so
on
who
some
knows?
Shit. Well,
but if it is true, then the song is really similar.
I mean, the thing is though too is like, is there any recordings of the other dude?
Which, yeah, apparently of this one song, I guess though, who knows when it could have been. But P. Diddy, man, it's not against him to take a song from someone else.
Of course not. That dude wasn't even sampling. He was just taking whole songs. It was like,
yeah. To me, I always like when the sample, you can't tell what it's sampled.
I don't mind if you can tell, but like it's got to be like if I can tell that that's what it's from, it's got to be like some further change to it as well.
Yeah. Or like it's just really obscure. So then it's like, okay, no one would have heard this. It's almost like Dre gets that huge credit for the dun 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 dun. Yo, that song is just straight. That's jack. From he didn't change it.
I mean,
it was whoever. I mean, that beat basically existed.
I mean, well, there's like a TikTok page I follow, and they always talk about like like top samples, and like that one always comes up. Kanye has a lot of them, but Kanye at least kind of, if he's sampling, he'll either take like a small part and loop it, and that it's a sample, but it's done in a way where it's a different, like you can feel like, okay, this is different, but I still get the feel from here. The same TikTok account, they had one video. They were talking about like in Tripulation. They're talking about like where Eminem like 8 times Eminem interpolated someone's beat or style, and like and they played the original and they played Eminem. It was like oh, like you don't know it like unless you've already heard it. Like there's Jay-Z, Nas on a couple of them, like Nas with Ether, and then like Eminem went and kind of took the same cadence, but I don't think it's like a boldface like he did a whole song. It's like he used it as an example, like in part of a verse.
Yeah, sometimes with hip hop, you're almost paying homage to it.
Yeah. So, but like, I think he had some beef with Nas very, very briefly though. I feel like when he did that, it was kind of a shot at Nas. But like the other ones, like the one for Rap God, I think that was more like showing respect to who we got, if I can't remember, but like it was that, and then there was another Jay-Z one, and I think that again was another like respect thing. But the Nas one, I think around that time there was some beef, and because I didn't turn my phone off. Let me pause. I forgot. We started early. I gotta go say goodnight to my daughter. We'll be back, bitches.
My phone was acting weird for a minute. Like everything was saying it has not been updated for the last 40 minutes. So
all right, we're back. Sorry about that. Well, I'm back. Steve's been here.
I got the names ready for the draft, y'all.
Oh yeah, we're doing the draft order here. So let's go ahead and do that. You
You
gotta.
want to do it now? Do you want to review this beer?
Yeah. I'm done.
Looks like you're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm gonna take off my hat because we need something to shake it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I was gonna say
Ignore my hair.
I have a bucket. There ain't nobody giving a fuck about you. It's just us two.
You know, the front could be a little better.
I mean, I
You
guess.
comb it forward. I don't know, right?
I guess. I don't know.
No, you know, my hair now, like it's fine when it's dry, and well, when I don't wear a hat. When I go to the pool now, my shit's just like
It's like
super see through.
It's
Like
like
because my hair's like I wouldn't say it's not. It's obviously thinning on the sides a little bit, but it's more so that my hair's fine. Like, you know.
yeah. I mean,
But yeah, when I go to the pool, it's like just looks like, you know, like someone took a comb and you see the grooves in between the comb really good. It's not a good look.
I
There's not gonna be any sexy picture of me coming out the pool with my hair.
you don't know until you try.
No, you're gonna see me if I want to do a sexy, you know, come out the pool. Immediately gonna put the hat on. Or I don't know, wearing a shower cap. That's sexy, right? Michael Phelps.
Shower caps is tight, son. I'm rocking those joints all the time. Sorry. So I'm setting up more of these around the table. We're gonna have one of my teammates come over and record and talk about her horror book that she wrote. So I wanted to look like kind of semi-professional. So we're gonna give her a microphone arm as well.
All right.
So
let's review this. This is called Savage Lands. There's a little more if you want it.
no, I'm good.
Savage Lands. So for some reason on the can it says Mastodon. I thought that was the company, but it's not. It's by Thin Man Brewing, which we've had before. They're out of Buffalo, New York. Apparently Mastodon's some kind of band, and this was related.
I was gonna say
their,
like Mastodon's a rock band.
This was related to their latest album release. Basically, it's a New England hazy style, definitely hazy style. It's got roasted pineapple, berry, and ripe tangerine. I do get those flavors.
I don't.
I the pineapple's not as strong because the pineapple to me is usually sweet.
I can get the tangerine kind of in the aftertaste.
Yeah, this is more tarty and bitter than like a sweet pineapple, but it's a very drastically different beer than our first beer. So at first it tasted really strange.
Yeah. That first.
And then
sip
it was like we needed to probably like do the thing when wine tasters do and like rinse out our mouth a little bit.
Yeah, the palate cleanser.
Yeah, going from Russian Imperial Stout to this was a big shock. Oh, dang. So, you know, that last swig was pretty good. So this is a 7%er. If I was to describe the taste, I mean, I think it's more on the bitter side but there is that fruit flavor.
Yeah,
It's pretty good. I think it's just, you know, what's funny is I think I really liked hazies when we first started a lot more, and they've kind of died on me a little bit just because I feel like they're a little bit heavy in my stomach.
Hazies, they are heavy, but I guess I don't really think about it because it's like I only drink like maybe 2 anyway. So, because more often than not, like the percentage is decent where I only need 2 anyway. So
Yeah, and the sweet spot on these, I think it's 8.5%. That's like perfect.
Woo!
So this is 7%. Not hateful, but a little
it's
bit
good.
A little bit low.
The 7, I feel like 7 is a safe zone. 8 is a great zone. 9, we're starting to get a little fuckery, but
We got 10. We went down to 7. I didn't bring the Drunken Demon today because for the
I have one there right behind you, fresh in the package.
Oh, there we go. We gotta name that one too. Should we Wu-Tang name it? Generator.
We got to.
So now we can do them at the same time and be more efficient for your time.
Like, God,
But yeah, today's Sunday. But yeah, Friday, you know, I had a long week. A friend of ours got us a hotel for the concert I went to. Why we couldn't record on Friday. And I was like, I'm going to take advantage of my beer ball.
What did I do Friday?
I think I did like 6 really fast, and one of them I did was a. You ever had those crushes? They're called in the can. They're like 10%. This one was grapefruit, and I was like, "Wow, that goes down way too fast." And you don't feel it at first. So it was like, "Oh, that was great. Let me do another one." Then suddenly, maybe 15 minutes later, it's like, "Oh, maybe I did a little too much."
Maybe I should have just chilled.
Yeah, it was a little bit on much. But at least it was on a Friday, and I had a hotel room, so
And it's true.
I had a little. Woke up with a pretty bad headache at 2 a.m, but it went away at like 3. Our hotel room, by the way, had a amazing shower.
I would hope so.
Nah, I've been having bad luck lately. When we went to Florida, we had a good hotel room, but the dang bathroom light was one of those sensors. Like, if you're not in there, it turns off automatically.
You can't adjust
When
that,
we
though?
were in the shower, not we, when I was in the shower.
I mean, you don't got to touch your business.
I know that
though,
sounded
but
like...
relax.
No, it turned off every 30 seconds. And this wasn't like a timer 20, it should be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I would think,
what the
something
fuck?
like that. It was ridiculous. The whole time in the shower, every 30 seconds, you have to get out and wave your arms to turn the light back on.
Nah, I'm not with that shit. Fuck that.
All right, back to topic.
Oh, yeah.
Savage Lands.
Yeah, beer.
So, yeah, it's not bad, not great.
I think it's fine. I liked it. I mean, is it buyable for me? That's my question. It says 7%. You said, is there any more in there? Or did you kill it?
Because the last taste was a little bit better than.
I like it. I'm gonna give it a 7.2.
Okay.
I buy this.
So, I already wrote down. I don't know what it is. It's not that I didn't like it, but I gave it a 6.8. But that gives it a 7. So it is recommended. And I had written my score down before you, so.
So perfect. What was I gonna
Yeah, I
say?
think it's just a tad. I feel like I'm licking the peel of the tangerine a little
I
bit.
get what you're saying. Yeah. And maybe, but I'm into.
Maybe you like that.
I'm
Maybe you
into that
like
weird
that
shit,
peel
though.
shit.
I'm into the weird shit though. Like I say, if Christina Aguilera wants to get weird, I do it.
All right, are we ready for this draft order? So this is our big league. It's $100 league. A little bit. It's competitive. And we pretty much all know each other for many, many years in this league. Obviously, Red's in it. I don't think you've been in it since Red was in it.
So I'd like to be there for the draft, but unfortunately, what time?
so
what time is the draft going to
What
be
is it?
at?
I think it's 7 on Sunday.
I can't do it.
Okay.
Just because Sarah's got to work.
Okay.
I mean, I
was hoping
I
we
could
even
technically bring
record
Sophie
it.
with me, but I'm not.
Yeah, so we usually do. It's a combination of in person and online, obviously. The other league I'm in with Juan, it's all Oakland Mills people. That one's going to be 100% in person, which is cool. It's just so hard to do nowadays. Already, you couldn't do it if we did on Sunday.
Yeah.
But I think they're planning to do the whole draft board thing, which I did like. But at the same time, I'm a little worried. I'm like, how long will this take?
Well, that and also, I mean, I don't know. It's just like technology has advanced in a way so we don't have to do things
I would
that.
like to do it in person online because I like the timer. I like the list online because I don't like technology. I want to bring paper and scratching out stuff.
Yeah,
we used to do that, and some people still like to do that. I don't for the most part. The way I draft my teams, I draft 2 things. I do read stuff ahead of time, but it's in my head. I don't want to be so I'm figuring out these charts and stuff like that. I also do have a tendency. It's probably one of my downsides is I pick players I want to root for. I can't pick. I've never been able to pick Ezekiel Elliott because I don't like Ezekiel Elliott.
He's got a double asterisk for me because he played for the Cowboys and he's from Ohio State. There's no way in hell I would ever.
I just can't pick those type of players. I want to root for. So sometimes I pick some players that, And I'm a believer, though, if you got your sleepers, I'm not against pick. I've been known to pick my sleepers early because, especially when you pick towards the end or the back, when you have like close to 20 picks in between your pick, you better get your pick.
Yeah, you got to take your pick. Well, and that's kind of like, I mean, we've discussed this before, like in the past and on the show, where it's like, you know, drafting is like, let's say you're picking number 1 and you know the player that you want is like number 8. It's tough. You don't want to take fucking Alvin Kamara at number 1, even though you want that dude. Yeah. So you have to fuck around and like try to get a trade or just go with whatever. But if you're like picking in the middle and like your guy is like, you're not going to get him by that next pick, you got to take him right then and there. And there's no shame in that.
Yeah, for many drafts. Or so he's only been in the league 2 years, but I've gotten Kyle Pitts every time. And I have to pick him early. And it's funny is I think this is going. He's probably going to go later this year because he had a bad year last year,
as he should.
But he's still the highest like rated tight end prospect of all time. They just don't use him. He needs to play receiver. He's not a. I mean, Atlanta. Yo, I'm curious about Atlanta. I'm actually very interested in seeing Atlanta play this year.
I'm not.
Man, they ran the ball off a damn receiver, and now they got Bijan Robinson. They have 3 legit running backs. They are already best running team. They have Drake London. Desmond Ritter's highly questionable. Maybe we see Taylor Heineke at some point. If we're seeing Taylor Heineke, then yeah, they're probably done.
All right, here we go.
All right.
See, I got that second.
So we're gonna go.
The third microphone set up here. So
we like to do drama. So we're gonna go 12-1.
That's weird, but okay.
No, that's how I've always done it.
You're weird. Just so you know.
Yeah, now it's a wait for that number 1.
Oh yeah, this is my new gimmick.
Oh,
gadget 2.
Do you want to record it? I can record it, I guess, just so there is proof.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, I can.
I don't think
use my new
anyone's not
gadget.
gonna believe us. Now, if we get 1 and 2, that's gonna suck.
Fuck them.
I pray we don't get 1 and 2 because then that's when it's like, oh sure.
All right, hold on, let me.
Or when I'm like, if I got number 1, which I want kind of number 3, where I was in Juan's draft, just because. Or no, I want to. I don't know what I want. All right. Here's
so
for 12.
Let's go. Number 12. Do you not? Come on, man. I mean, like,
this is.
Jeez Louise. This ain't the fucking Oscars.
This is a good pick, by the way.
Okay, but like, obviously not because you can't fucking open it.
So he's a guy from Lido. His first time was in the league last year.
I don't need a backstory. Just fucking pick. All right, number 11. Here we go.
Oh, this is Oh, fuck. Me?
That's not hateful.
Yeah, it's not hateful, but I didn't expect that. All right.
That's fine.
So, yeah, I'm picking it complete opposites of the spectrum in these 2 leagues.
Fun times.
Oh, might as well be red, you know? Let's get all the S names.
That would be a little suspect.
Number 10. Oh, there's another S name I didn't think of. Schultz.
All right. There we go. Number 10. Man, I already know where I'm picking because this is my pick every fucking year.
Fine. What do you think you're going to get?
7. Because I get 7 every year.
That's not bad, though, in the middle. At least there's never like a big...
But it gets tough because of having to wait now because I'm like dead smack
I don't
in the
like
middle.
this, Brett. He's going to take my picks every time because he kind of knows what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I got you to even rounds.
So what was that? That was number what?
That was number 9.
Number
so we
9.
got Sean, me, Schultz, Brett.
So we're going with number 8
Here's
right now.
number 8. I feel like number 8's kind of not the desire. Red.
Okay.
So we are getting all the S names out of here. All right.
All right. Here's number 7.
I feel like the middle is not as bad as it used to. Like, because you don't have to wait long. Like, you can kind of plan things out. Those ends, though, whether it's like 24 picks.
Like, in the middle sucks because it's like you're not getting anything. Who was it?
Brian.
No. It's like at the beginning you get like at least someone solid, and then like at the end you can get like back to back decent. Then you come back to the middle, and it's like you're kind of getting scraps. Like that first pick when you're in the middle is fine, but what number 6? All right, here's number 6.
Dante.
Yeah, no different. 6, 7, it's all the same. I quit. I'm not doing this fucking draft. Fuck you guys. I'm not even paying you now. Fuck you.
I mean, what's weird is when you're really at the end of the round, it's really hard to like plan. You don't know what's going to happen.
I mean, at least,
I'm basically getting whatever's left.
I mean, you can still. Like,
I feel like the
build.
first 4 picks are definite. The first 4 picks this year, probably CMC, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
Unless you want to, I think someone's going to take a chance, maybe Bijan. That's very risky because right now he's listed as number 3.
I mean, yeah,
that's he's
a leap.
been like, I think he's one of the highest, scouted or whatever, rated running backs coming out. 5th is Chris.
All right.
Oh, I think was 6th. And I don't think he liked his pick and wand, so I don't know. It's one better.
I mean, you'd be all right.
So we're down to the final 4. What we got left? Connor, Neps. What else is there? It's always funny when you can't. Oh, Al. Oh, Al's about to get number 1.
Oh, you didn't tell me Al was going to be. If you would have told me that, I wouldn't have been in the league.
So who's the other one? I guess we'll find out.
Oh, like right here, whoever this is.
Oh, Juan. So Juan has a chance.
Told you.
Ooh, this one got ripped.
He's number 4.
Neps. All right, Neps might get one of those top 3. But the top 4 is like, I feel like that's set. No. Kelsey's, you got to throw Kelsey up in there. Kelsey could go as early as 3.
Yeah. So.
Because he's the biggest position, like, from first to second. It's like the biggest difference.
Yeah.
And he's like a top 5 receiver at your tight end. He's like the 5th best receiver, basically.
Yeah, it's like basically, after him. I mean,
all right, so Juan got my pick in his league.
So who's
Juan? So we got Connor and Al. I feel like Al got number 1 or something.
Fuck Al.
Al's a good fantasy player. Like, he's one of the more consistent
And if he wants
players.
to see this video, he can see it. Fuck you, Al. All right, here we go. Number 2. Connor.
So Connor's a Dallas fan.
Gross.
Maybe round 2 if he's there. The receiver.
Gross. They have receivers?
At least he doesn't have to worry about. Oh, I think he used to name his team after Zeke, so I don't think he can be Zeke squad anymore.
Gross. I mean, why are we even pulling that out? We know it's Al.
Just making sure, because if it didn't say Al, we got something wrong.
It's like, well, who the fuck? Who is this guy?
Right,
Where's Al?
I texted Al, like, I'm doing the draft order tonight. All right, so there we go.
Right.
We got Al, Connor, Juan,
Hold on, bring it back because I stopped the video.
All right, from first to last, Al, Connor, Juan, Neps, Chris, Dante, Ryan, Red, Brett, Schultz, Steve, Sean.
There you have it, folks. All right, so
yeah, I didn't expect number 11. I don't know what my strategy is there.
So I have a friend out in California. She's doing fantasy football for the first time, and she put up a message on Instagram. Now, jiu-jitsu folks don't really fuck with like sports like that, and that's just a fact. Like a lot of times what happens is they were into sports and then they start doing jiu-jitsu and they just stop watching other sports, which that did happen with me for a moment. I figured out a way to balance it, though, where a lot of them was just like, no, I don't really have any interest in all the other shit anymore. Whatever, your loss. So she puts up, hey, does anybody know anything about football? I'm doing a fantasy football league this year at work, and I need some help. So I shoot her a message. I was like, I mean, I'll try if nobody else has stepped up. I got you. So she was like, okay, cool. So then we started talking back and forth about just the idea and the strategy and whatnot. And I was like, do you know what kind of league it is? Ooh, excuse me. Do you know, like what information can you get me? So she gives me her login. The league hadn't been set up yet. So then she messages me earlier this week and says she's picking hold on. Let me specifically like pull this up because my mind was blown and I was just like, none of this makes sense. What the fuck, girl? So stand by. Let me pull this up. Yeah, a lot of DMs going on here. Like none of them are twerk videos, so that's the unfortunate thing. So let's see here. That's a positive thing. So we'll embrace that. All right. Where are you at, ho? But yeah, like basically her league is all fucking ass backwards, and I told her I might not be able to help her because this shit doesn't make any sense. So she says to me, so the league is now ready. I'm 31 out of 32 in the draft order.
God damn.
I can't imagine that to be good. And my response was,
that's very bad. 'Cause I think you're not picking to the third round.
so, well, no, there's 32 teams.
Well, that's insane because there's not enough unless y'all are playing like a 5-man league.
So hold on, let me pull the thing up. No. It is 32 teams. And I was like, what? Like, so she sent me this app called Sleeper. And I guess it's like you organize all your draft stuff. So her draft is in 11 days. Like, how do you even do it? Like, so yeah, you get 60 seconds to take your pick, and there are 7 rounds. Let's see here. How do I take a look at the team setup? So QB, wide receiver, and then like bench, and then 3 bench, and then injured reserve. So yeah, none of this makes sense at all. This is fucking stupid, like completely stupid. Like I don't even get it. So here's the league right here. Whoops. Like conferences and everything, NFC East, West, what have you.
So they have someone for every team in the league?
Yeah, and I was like, and as I'm talking to her about it, she was like, well, I think it's like to encourage participation. I was like, 32 teams is not encouraging like participation. If I'm in the league with 32 teams, like I did a fantasy baseball team and there was like I think 16 teams. I checked out after about a month. There's like too much shit going on. I was like, fuck this. So basically, I told her, like, look, I'm gonna do my best, but I'm gonna let you know right now, this shit don't make sense, and I'm not with it. Like, you get to pick a quarterback, you get to pick 3 wide receivers, then you get to pick 3 bench players. And it's like, what? Or a tight end. Wide receivers are tight ends. And it's like, she's picking number 31. Like, none of that makes sense. None of it's even fucking reasonable. And, like, she was like, yeah, I'm just basically, like, the name of her team is like, I'm only doing this so I don't get fired. Like, trying to be funny. But it's like, I wouldn't do this at all. Like, I was like, okay, yeah, what's the league about? What's the setup? What's everything? Like when you ask me to be in a league, I already know how your leagues work. Like the general ideal. We do like basic standard fantasy football, and that's what I was trying to get. From her, I was like, "Are you doing like a standard league?" She was like, "I don't know. I don't know shit about fantasy football." It's like, had I known this was gonna be the way, I'm like, "Nah, girl, you should run now. Tell them to get another one."
Yeah, that's. Yeah, if you're picking 32nd, you have no chance. Your first pick is a 3rd rounder.
Yeah,
the best.
Yeah, it's like, what the God, yo, I'm angry. I'm angry at her.
I mean, I guess you get that other pick. Cause the
Maybe.
first picks, their next pick, the 6th rounder.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
There's not enough players to do that. I mean, you're gonna have to draft like 4th string everything.
Yeah, I don't even know how this
string.
works. So she was like, well, if I win, we'll split the money. I was like, nah, keep your money, girl, but trust me, you ain't gonna win. Because I think the way that they have it set up is like whoever's running it has it set up because like they know the system, they know it all, so they probably fucking win every year. So it's like, versus like you get some new employees coming in and they're trying to figure out how to do it. So that's just basically them throwing away money. It's like, no, that's fucking dumb. Fuck that. It's like as dumb as having a 6th pick in the draft. This fucking sucks. Like, pick 6, 7, and 8. Fuck all y'all. I hate you. So, yeah, that's how I feel. Are we doing the Colompton League?
So we can.
Well, I'm just because if that is going to happen, I have to start messaging people like this week. And Manuel was asking about it because last year was his first time. He got obsessed.
Yeah, I wish I could have got him into this one if we had one more.
I mean,
person
you
booted.
could have one more spot.
Like, I'm not gonna boot anyone that's been in the league.
I mean, you could boot me. like that pick sucks. Then again, I don't know. I don't know if I want Well, no, I mean,
you're gonna get someone that follow, or you could be the Kelsey guy.
I don't think I would be. I have a plan, and honestly, I think being 6th or 7th actually kind of helps my plan. I have an ideal. It's going to be weird, but I've done it in the past.
Shit, who I wanted in the second round. That would be way too early.
Yeah, don't do it because I'm gonna do it.
I know.
Well,
I'm not
no,
gonna
really. I'm because I'm gonna do it. Well, I'm like because third coming back down would be third, so I'd be going before you in the third.
I know.
That's
I have to do it in the second. You better do it in the first.
I'm not gonna do it in the first. That's
People will be
no.
like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we mentioned terrible picks of all time, and I forgot a big one. And I don't think that they listen.
I hope they do.
You know, we had the Smithy Smunther 2 quarterbacks in the first 3 rounds.
Dummy.
I forgot we had that happen again, and this one was worse. But Victor drafted Lamar in the first round, Kyler Murray in the 3rd round, and they had the same bye week.
I remember you telling me that. That shit's wild.
And that was one of the worst teams of all time. Because, I mean, you can't get your backup quarterback in round 3.
Yeah.
And it was, like, super early to pick Lamar.
Like.
Oh, and I mean, I believe that was the 3rd quarterback taken. So, similar thing to the other one. But except he had a strategy of thinking someone will need a quarterback. And he'll, like, I think he thought he'd get, like, 2 players for him. But the thing is, the 10th quarterback's all right. The 11th and 12th is questionable.
So, I have a new device here. I don't know if I'm going to do any camera work yet. This is like that camera tracker jump off. So, like, it follows, like, as you move and shit.
Is that for your OnlyFans?
Yeah, actually it is. Gas is high. Got to pay them bills, son. But, yeah. So, fantasy football draft is done there. If we're going to do the Colompton one, I have to know for sure at least by, like, Thursday. So I can start messaging people, and then we have to figure out, like, when. Like, I mean, it's kind of almost like we may as well not at this point because you have, like, those 2 drafts that, wait, what weekend is it? This next weekend?
No, September.
So
mine's, let me just make sure. I'm trying to look real quick because I'm about to send a group text out. But
because if we record on that Friday,
3rd?
we could do the draft on the 1st. Basically,
yeah, so mine's, the 2nd's the Saturday, mine's Sunday.
So then we could do the Colompton one on the 1st.
Mine is Sunday, the 3rd at 7 p.m.
Yeah, you established that twice now. There's actually 3 times now. Probably 4.
I just confirmed it with myself.
Okay. So you send yourself a text.
Draft.
I do that sometimes too.
No, I'm looking at what I sent other people.
I don't do that. I just be sending shit. I don't even know what people. I don't even know. Sometimes I send a text and I don't even know what people be getting. I be replying to my wife and I just was like, I don't know what I fucking said. And she feels the same way.
Let's make sure I got this. And that's right. Chris, Dante, Ryan, Red.
You sent out a group text.
Brett. Yeah, you want me to take you out of that one?
I mean, you can put me in it, but just let them know that I don't like them.
Like, I mean, I don't even know some of the, like, I think I have Steve's number, but it might be old. It's not like.
Actually, he sends me messages on Facebook every so often, and then whatchamacallit, on Snapchat once in a while. He'll like just send me a random Snapchat, like around football season. And like every so often we'll like connect and it's like, yo, we got to, get together, get a beer, catch up. I mean, that's always kind of the old thing everyone always says. Like now with weekends, I'm like, okay, cool. Like my buddy Matt, he messaged me the other day. He was like, "Yo, we got to record an episode before the football season kicks off." And I was like, "Well, I mean, like that's cool. Just let me know what's your schedule. We can figure it out." And I told him what days I absolutely couldn't record, and he was like, "Okay." So I think he wants to record Wednesday. But it's like it sucks because we're gonna sit here and talk football with like no beer. That's lame. But I don't think he drinks anymore, so that might be even lamer, maybe. So, but yeah. So yeah, off to the away from that topic for a second, off to UFC. So UFC 292 took place this weekend, and
Boston.
Yeah, up in Boston, and Sean O'Malley fought Aljamain Sterling for the bantamweight title, which it wasn't just that. That was the main event. Weili Zhang fought Amanda Lemos, which I've not seen a domination like this in a long time. By the end of the first round, I think she had outstruck her like 20-something to 1. I was like, damn. I don't even, and honestly, that one strike that they gave to Amanda, I don't know where it came from. Because like the opening bell strikes, they touch gloves, they come in, Amanda goes through a high kick, Weili Zhang catches it, and just basically proceeds to pummel her from there. And then she just did that every round. She just beat the shit out of her. I think the final count was 288 strikes for Weili Zhang to Amanda Lemos. 21. Yes, that was not a typo. She only threw 21 strikes. Not significant strikes, but 21 strikes, and Weili Zhang threw 288.
Yeah, that's like Pacquiao versus Bradley, but Bradley won.
Well, and Joe Rogan said, like, if somehow, some way, Amanda Lemos wins this fight, that is the biggest robbery in combat sports history. It's like there's no way you can say that woman won any round, any close rounds at all. And then Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling. Like the lead up to this, like I've been very vocal about I don't like Sean O'Malley. And then I thought about it, it's the same thing as the Ravens. I don't dislike Sean O'Malley. I actually like that dude. I don't like his fans. It's like the Ravens. I actually like the Ravens. Just don't like the fans. Fucking trash. All of them.
Where is he from? Is he from the Boston area?
I don't,
because it was a strange fight of like I feel like it was appealing to the Irish fan base. I mean, his last name is O'Malley.
Well, then Ian Gary, who's Irish, also from like the same area as Conor McGregor. So everybody kept saying, "Oh, he's biting off of Conor." It's like, I mean, they're kind of from the same area. I mean, it probably is going to sound like Conor, considering.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I mean, there's a whole Irish thing to play. But yeah, with it being in Boston, I feel like that was favoring the fan base of O'Malley for sure.
Oh yeah.
And then Dana's from Boston.
Yeah.
I saw he brought like Irish people to the thing. I know Danny Boy was there from House of Pain of like it almost seemed like it was a little bit in his favor of the location and the event going on.
Well, also Aljamain Sterling's from New York, so I mean you have the whole Boston, New York static there as well. So, because like my neighbor and I were watching it, and the crowd was like, "Fuck you, Sterling," or no, "Fuck you, Aljo." He was like, "That's not necessary," but he also gets a lot of shit because when the way that he won the title, he won it on a DQ. He's the only fighter to win the UFC title on a DQ because Peter Yan like threw an illegal knee to his head.
Oh, that's whack! I didn't know that.
And when so that happened in the John Jones fight against Anthony Smith, and Anthony Smith could have taken the win and taken the belt off John Jones, but he said, "No, I don't want to win it that way. Let's fight it out." He continued to fight. He continued to get his ass whipped. Much respect to that man for doing that. Aljamain Sterling, on the other hand, was like, "Oh, I can't continue. You know, I'm woozy." like it's weird because it's like that knee strike to a down opponent. It's like, how detrimental is that? Other than like if their head is pinned against the cage, how I mean, I know it's not fun. It fucking has to suck. But like the way that he was, playing, like, oh, I can't continue. Oh man, like he basically kind of played this whole game. He was like, man, I didn't want to win the belt this way. Nah, not like this, man, not like this. And then afterward, he's thinking like, like, yeah, I'm the champ, son. What's up now? So everyone hated him for that. Now when he fought Peter Yan in the rematch, and he beat Peter's ass, and dominated that fight. Now there's some people that would say maybe he didn't win that fight, but the control that he had, he won 3 out of those 5 rounds for sure, just with the back control alone. Once he won that fight, it was solidified. He's the champ. Then he beat Henry Cejudo, and Henry Cejudo is no walk in the park. I think he had one other title defense in there too, but the Sean O'Malley fight. So Sean O'Malley had an interview last week, and he said something that I actually give him a lot of respect for, and people might kind of hate on it, but he was like, basically he passed up the title fight and let Henry Cejudo step in. Because he was like, that gives me an extra month to learn how to wrestle. Why would I take that fight unprepared? Like, no, I'm going to take that extra time, learn how to wrestle. I want to be the best that I can be when I fight this dude. Much respect. I get it. Other people might be like, oh, whatever, pussy, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I mean, he went out, he won. And he didn't use wrestling. He knocked him out. And the way that he knocked him out, it's funny because you can see Aljo when he threw his fucking punch and he missed, he closed his eyes like, oh, shit. Wow. Gets dropped. He falls face first on the mat.
That right hand was perfect.
Yeah, it landed and it was like, ooh. The stoppage was a weird stoppage because I thought it could have been stopped earlier. But then when the ref actually stopped, I was like, well, I think he's in it now. But there's 2 points.
When he rolled over, it's almost like he could have popped up at that point.
Yeah, he was probably going to shoot in to grab a leg and try to get it to the ground. Now, there was a point, though, like right before that, like Sean hit him and his head dribbled off the mat and you see his eyes roll. I was like, oh, he's out. It was like a flash knockout. He came back real quick. And then, the ref let it go. And then when he rolled, the ref stopped it. It was like what? And the props to Sterling for not complaining about the stoppage. She was like, it was a fine stoppage, whatever. I'm not gonna bitch about the stoppage. And kudos to both of them. Like I was talking about this with my neighbor. Like, I mean, I've mentioned this to you before on other episodes. Like, I'm not a fan of the shit talking. I just want to see fights. And I like the respect that goes with it too. Afterward, Sean O'Malley was like, look, that dude I think is the best bantamweight in the history. I don't agree with that, but whatever. He was like, I think he's the best bantamweight in the history, and I was nervous as hell coming into this fight, but this is what I do. Like, I'm a fighter, so thank you to him, for giving me the shot and da da da. And then Aljamain, same deal. He was like, congrats to the team over there. They won. They did a good job. And Joe was like, so there was talks about you moving up to 145. Had you won this, are those talks still on the table? It was like, well, no. Because if he did this to me, imagine what Volkanovski would do to me. Which, I mean, he's right. I mean, and Volk has been working on his wrestling too. So, nah, Volk would, he was still that man's lunch money. Like without even questioning it. But I think Sean O'Malley, he's tough. And his only loss is to Chito Vera, and that was a weird loss, I think. So basically he was like, he called him out for the next fight, which is like, I think there are other dudes ahead of Chito in the rankings that probably could and should get the fight. Maybe, I don't know. I think
maybe he feels he could win this. He's trying to put that out there.
Well, I think he's also wanting to get that loss back. Because I think he feels like I could beat that dude, yeah, for sure. So I want it back. So I feel him, but let's see. So let's see, where is Sean O'Malley from? Montana.
But yeah, I feel like it was in Boston though. Taking,
well, yeah, I mean O'Malley yeah. I mean Sean O'Malley.
Officer O'Malley was the subject of a lot of songs.
The fight card was interesting. Like, all the fights were good, I think. All of them went to decision except for the main event. Because we were sitting here, my neighbor goes, yo, it's about to be 1 o'clock. I was like, what? Like, get the fuck out of here. It was like, oh yeah, all the fights did go to decision. Like every single one of them. God damn. Like, in the Wei Li Jing fight, I feel like she could have ended that fight earlier. I think she was just having fun beating that girl's ass. And then the Ian Gary fight right here that's ended. He could have beat Neil Magny's ass and stopped that fight earlier, but I mean, he was just throwing leg kicks. And when you have a grappler, especially like Neil Magny, he kept falling. Like the first time he got leg kick, he fell, and they're like, "Oh, that was a good leg kick," and it was like it was a good leg kick. But whenever I see a grappler go to the ground, my first thought is he's trying to bait you to come to the ground with him. I don't know so much that kick knocked him down. Like when Conor hit Nate and Nate fell, it's like I'm not saying Conor's shot wasn't a good shot, but I think Nate also was like, "Come down here with me, bitch," and like it's not 1997 anymore. Fighters aren't just gonna jump down there like, oh, okay, I'll go down. Like if they know you're a ground specialist, no one wants to be down there with you. The only lunatics that fight someone into their specialty is John Jones, because I think John Jones is kind of a proven point to himself, where he's like, well, I want to prove that I can beat you at your own game. Whereas like Aljamain Sterling, that was a funny thing last night too, because someone messaged me on Instagram, was like, yo, why did Aljamain Sterling try to stand up with Sean O'Malley? Like, why? Like, I was like, I think he thought he was John Jones. I think he thought he could beat Sean O'Malley at his own game. I was like, son, pin that dude against the cage and dirty box him the entire time. Drag him into deep waters. Do not let him get any clean shots on you. And all it took was one.
Yeah, that's the thing, is shots just look so clean.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't look like he's a powerful dude, but he throws the right angles.
Yeah,
and hits
accurate.
the right spot.
Because that was the thing with Anderson Silva. Like, Anderson wasn't like a powerful dude, but he just hit you in the right spot. And like same thing with Conor. He was like, I'm not powerful. I catch you in the right spot, and that's
Anderson had those long ass arms. Probably got some good torque on those punches.
Mm-hmm. I mean, oh wow, this has a unique,
Yeah, these are three very different tasting beers.
unique like berry taste to it. It's weird. Am I high?
You, what it reminds me of, and it shouldn't, but it was the same company, was that, I don't know if you remember that donut beer we had.
Yeah, vaguely.
And this was the same company. Kind of tastes a little similar. I think it was like an apple flavored donut.
Maybe.
There we go.
Maybe.
We got our 13 questions when we're ready.
All right. So I don't really have a whole lot more here other than the UFC. What else I got on the board? I went to see the Meg 2 for work. That's part of my job, is we just go see bad movies. Let me tell you, dude, it's not a good movie, but it is a fun movie. It's one of those movies where it's just like, it's dumb and it's everything it shouldn't have been. And what I mean by that is it shouldn't have been made. Like, but they set up for a third one. So there are 3 megalodons in this film. Jason Statham killed 2 of them. You heard that correctly. He killed 2 megalodons. He didn't kill the third one because the third one was a pet, and the Asian dude had a clicker, and he clicked it as it was like charging at them, and then it swam away. And then someone said, "Where do you think it's going?" I was like, "It might be pregnant." Setting up a third. I cannot wait. Like when the Meg 2 comes to any kind of streaming platform, we're gonna make a movie night of it. I'm excited. Like, it's so bad, I'm not excited. We went to see Transformers. That was bad. And what else did we saw Haunted Mansion. That wasn't bad. It was cute. It was fine. But I'm just looking forward to, like, because we do movies on Tuesdays because they're like $5 around the corner. I think they upped their prices regular now. So like on Tuesdays they're $5. And it's like, okay, we'll go watch a movie on Tuesday. I think he keeps saying he wants to see the Barbie movie, and I'm down. But I'm like, I got a feeling you don't want to see the Barbie movie. It's just that you see commercials. So, because like he has the mental state of a 7-year-old. So it's like if I see something like advertised, I want it, or I want to see it. So he'll see like the new Mission Impossible commercials. Ooh, I want to see that. No, you don't. You don't want to see that. You think you want to see because you see the commercials. Equalizer 3. Oh, I want to see that. No, you don't. You think you want to see that. So I don't know what we're going to find out first about this job with this dude. And then find out what days he'll be working. Because Dave & Buster's are half off on Wednesdays. So we set Wednesdays for Dave & Buster's. Tuesdays for movies. Library typically on Monday or Thursday. And then Friday we go to like museums and shit. Just kind of go chill. So we got a plan, son. But that was it. So the Meg 2, basically what it is kind of piggybacking off the first one. I think Jason Statham is like an eco warrior. So, they're fighting for the environment. And from the first one, they have the Megalodon in captivity. And that already sounds like a bad idea. But basically, it escapes. Surprise, surprise. So they got to go out and chase. And they find out, oh, my God, there's 2 more. Holy shit. It's called Megalodon, the Meg 2, the trench. So they got to go down there and try to retrieve the one. There's some other shit going on with a bunch of money, so they get trapped underwater. They're suspected that they're going to be killed. But Jason Statham, he's a bad man. They're like, oh my God, we are at the bottom of the ocean. We're fucked. He's like, no, we're not. Holds his breath and goes into the ocean. Because there's another station across the way. All the escape pods have been launched. So he had to swim to the other station across the way. It was wild. He did it, though. Then he gets to that station. There's like an old rival there. So they got into a fight for no reason. But maybe there was a reason. I'm not sure what the fuck was going on in this movie. But they ended up on the surface with no problems. Everyone was okay. And then they ended up at Fun Island, where there was a bunch of Asians. And I think on that island, there's a bunch of like killer lizards, like dinosaur lizards, but they only showed up when Jason Statham and the crew showed up. This is a really fucking weird movie, dude. But I suggest everybody go see it. I recommend it, dude. But do it on like acid.
So that's 2 recommendations you've given our listeners to have acid.
Fucking right. Oh, Pee-wee, you have to watch that on acid. Because you're already fucked when you watch it. Now, take some acid.
Yeah, I feel like you might like... Could be traumatizing.
No, it won't. It'll be good. I think the Meg on acid would be traumatizing. Because the lizards and shit. Well, also, I have a hard time with like underwater movies. Like a lot of trouble with underwater movies. Like I don't know. Like I think I told you. Like I got stuck under like a inner tube in the pool as a kid. That shit was not fun. So I'm like terrified of water. Like, I'll fuck around, like, in the shallow end of the pool, like, yay. But if I go underneath, like, in the deep end, it's like, no. It's like, yes, I can swim out, but I'm still, like, frozen with fear. But, fuck you. Like.
It's pretty stereotypical.
I mean, I could swim, bitch. I just can't swim good. I'm not going to be, like, look, if I see a fight across the dock, I'm not swimming into it. I'm probably just going to run around to the side and get over there to fight.
I could doggy paddle pretty good.
I mean, the fight might be over by the time I get over there. Like that happened before. There was a fight, a big fight that broke out, and Charles was so excited. Like he slammed the door on his way out. I guess he thought maybe I was going out the other door and I was following him. And then like it was a two door car, so I'm like, oh shit. By the time I got out the fight, like the dust was settled. I was like, oh, okay. Well,
there's those fights where you see someone come in late and they just they'll do a sucker punch basically where the dude's already down and then just get one.
Like, but the thing is, I didn't want to do it because it was like classmates of ours and these were like friends. So I didn't want to like hit anyone unless I had to hit someone, and I didn't have to. Like, because it was some bullshit that went down with like, I guess this one dude that we knew as kind of an acquaintance. He was a friend of a friend. He was talking to someone's girl, so they jumped him. So he calls his friend.
Oh man, you gotta talk to that girl, yo. She's the guilty one.
Exactly. Well, I mean, we see these things now. Like back then, it was just like we're just young, dumb, and full of cum. So we're just, So he calls his boy Jeremy, who's living at Marlon Charles's place at the time. Charles calls me And mind you, this is before cell phones. I don't even think I had a car. Yeah, no, I didn't have a car yet because Mario had the big yellow boat, that big ass fucking yellow car. And I remember Charles calls me and goes, "Yo, you want to fight?" I was like, "I don't have any beef with you, but we can." I just don't know why we would. It was like, "No, not me, motherfucker. Just like meet us at."
Oh, you gotta specify that because if you got a call like that, you want to fight?
Exactly. I was like, because in my mind, I was legit confused. Like, why does he want to fight me? I mean,
I wasn't thinking about it.
like that wasn't on the agenda today. I was actually about to go get some double cheeseburgers.
I thought we were friends, so I wasn't considering that.
Yeah, it's like I was about to go to McDonald's and then I was gonna walk over to y'all's place and hang out. But if you want to fight, he was like, "No, just meet me at Owen Brown." But fun times. Moral of the story is, if you fucking with some girl, make sure she ain't got no dude.
Man,
because she gonna get everybody's asses.
If she is
beat.
talking to another dude, I don't know if you should be mad at the dude.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. It's like, again, guys are dumb, but girls are dumb though too. Because it's like you see that in movies, like, how dare you sleep with my man, bitch? I didn't know you exist. You go talk to your man over there. Like, I got shit to do. Like he paid for my nail appointment.
Also, I mean, the two guys don't have any loyalty to each other.
Yeah,
she was the girlfriend. She was probably engaging, talking to someone else.
But then, like, even looking back on it now, it's like, what's define talking to though? Like, especially when you're younger, it's like they might have just been at driver's ed class.
The first time I heard that, I used to be confused of like people like, no, we just talking. What does that mean?
Yeah,
I'm talking.
Yeah, I'm talking like.
So are we talking?
I remember like being younger, like much younger, like hear somebody say, "Oh, like a girl, like, will you go with me?" And they're like, "Go with you where?" Like, because there was this one girl I remember was like a kid. She was a very pretty girl. Her name was Sequoia, like the tree. And I remember like she passed me and I was like, "Dante, will you go with me?" And I was like, "What? Where?" Oh, well. I missed out on my third grade love.
Yeah, I missed out on the fourth grade asking out by two girls at the same time because I went home and basically cried, I think. I mean, what they turned out to be in even eighth grade was pretty bad.
Fourth grade is kind of wild, though, because it's like...
well, I was not ready for all that. Well, no, it was also my first day of school in a total new area.
So, I don't know if you...
I just wanted to blend in that day.
I don't know if you remember... I'll say the name here. I don't care. She don't listen.
Just say the rhyme. I like they're funny to rhyme.
I don't know how to rhyme it. Vicky Sinis.
Sicky. Sicky Dicky.
But like in eighth grade, because I was still like new there. I remember like I had a couple classes with her, and she was cool. She was nice to me all the time. But I'm a boy, so boys are dumb. I didn't realize that she liked me. And I remember she wrote me this note. Because we're friends, but I'm also like shy. And I'm not picking up on her signals. Because again, I'm stupid. Just be straightforward. Like, yo, I'm trying to fuck. And I was like, oh my God. Like, right here? I'm so young. But she wrote me this note. It was basically like, look, I've tried time and time again to be nice to you. Look, I like you. And you're being nasty to me. And if you're nasty to me, I will be nasty to you.
Gee, that nigga sounds... that would be terrifying.
And I remember reading that note and I was like, eek.
I don't want to go to school anymore.
Well, that kind of started my skipping school a lot at that point. Because I was a little scared. I was like, well, like, what do I do with this info?
I would be terrified.
I was like, what do I do with this info? Like, because I didn't feel like I was being mean to her at all. I thought we were still cool. Like, we always talk. We made jokes. We laughed. But I didn't get anything. I didn't understand. And she said that shit, or she, like, wrote that shit. I was like, oh, my God. Like, what do I do? So, I mean, I didn't come to school the next day because I was kind of scared. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what do I do now? Although, fast forward in life, she actually lived near us, over near the old places where we lived. Yeah, I ran into her at the 7-Eleven because I knew she lived there. Like, we talked on Facebook a bit, and we ran into each other at the 7-Eleven. It's like, oh, what you getting into tonight? And I was like, me? I don't know. I'm probably about to go home, play video games. I don't know. It's like, it's Friday night. What you getting into? I'm about to go to the strip club. All right, cool. Like, good talk.
She was on like, oh, really?
I was like, all
Can I
right.
come?
Like, part of me was like, I was going to message her like, yo, which one? Like, I might like tag along. And I was like, nah, 'cause she wild. She real wild. So no, never mind. I won't fuck with her like that. Plus, she threatened me in 8th grade. I'm still scared.
Yeah, I still wonder to this day of 4th grade with the note of 2 girls at the same time. What if I was to break? I like you guys too. Would I just have 2 girlfriends? They were cool with that back then.
Probably. Until they fight, make them fight. Make them fight. Watch a titty pop out.
We're in 4th grade. I don't think.
Yeah, I guess that was a little early. You should have waited till like they was like older, make them fight and watch the titty pop out. Like when they, I don't know, when do people get titties?
We don't need to talk about that.
I don't know.
Are you ready for the? No, let's order this beer.
This shit is like definitely off the rails.
We didn't even have the drunken demon or nothing.
It's just a
We
regular.
still got to name that one.
Oh
We
yeah.
don't have to do it today. But
Cue
where's
up
our?
the can.
Ah, there we go, right there. So, all right, our last beer of the night is called Main. This is a unique name, Main Character Energy, by Evil Genius, and for whatever reason, it's a collaboration with White Castle. And it's weird because of what it is. So, I mentioned that it was collaboration with White Castle. This time, kiwi and dragon fruit flavors combined with the intense citrus and tropical notes of Simcoe and Strata hops. It's bold, it's tasty, and it's best served with sliders. I wish we had some White Castle sliders.
I would love it.
Yeah. So, yeah, the can describes it as hazy kiwi dragon fruit IPA. It's definitely got a hazy taste to it.
Yeah.
And like I said, it
It's kind of
reminded
a-
me
a
of the
berry
donut
taste.
beer. Like I almost had like a cereal type taste, like
I got berries
Fruity
from it.
Pebbles, something.
Maybe.
It was kind of odd.
It was sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, Evil Genius did. We did some kind of. I think it was some kind of apple donut. But 6%.
It's fair. I'm gonna give this it was tasty, 6%, maybe a 6.7.
We're close, so I gave it a 6.6.
Okay, that works.
So not recommended. Sorry, but White Castle's recommended. If we
Yeah,
had
for
some
sure.
Burgers.
Dude, like I remember we talked about making a trip up to some like the nearest one. We should still kind of make that happen one of these
Because
days.
the only time I had the real White Castle, I mean, I had the microwavable ones a lot when I was a kid. The real ones was in Vegas.
You had to go that far to get them? Just go to
No,
Jersey,
it just
bitch.
happened to be in Vegas.
Hey.
And they were like, there's White Castles. Like, oh, I always wanted to try them. And I was like, you certainly can crush. I did get them. Did I get them one other time? For some reason, I have a memory of getting it in the drive. Oh, when I went to New York to get my car.
Okay, yeah, you did. Yeah, mention that.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of them. They were pretty good.
So the name generator, I got Insane Criminal, and I'm not really crazy about that one. That one's lame. So I typed in so if you put in beer bong, it's gonna give you a drunken demon no matter what. So, give me another description for it.
Colompton drink. Wait.
Okay. let's
Wait,
see.
Colompton.
Drinking apparatus.
Yeah, I was going along with something like that.
Apparatus, dummy. How do you spell it? Oh, there we go, dude. You know I want to spell and be right. 5th grade. How do you spell that word? Insane professional.
Oh, that's weird too.
Yeah, I'm not really.
Is there some kind of other name generator, like baby name generator, maybe? No. What?
Let's see here. Let me try one more. Nah. You know what I'm gonna call it?
That's
Morris.
just the name. All right,
Just
so we got the
Morris.
drunken demon, and you got Morris.
Just gonna
That
call
was
it
my
Morris.
grandfather's name.
There you go.
Go.
There you have have it, then it's locked in.
Morris and the drunken demon. So, yeah, now we could beer bong at the same time.
Like, he just was like, get Morris. Find Morris for me. Like, first off, why is your beer bong lost? Shit should be in one place at all times. I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
I think I was a little weirded out when we went to the concert and I unpacked my beer bong. Like, you brought your beer bong? Yeah.
I mean, that's why they bring it at a concert.
One round
I'd
of
probably
drinks
judge, too.
for 3 people at a concert. It was 57 plus a tip. So like 60. Yeah, it was over. I think it's 67. No, 69 maybe. Yeah, 57. So then it's like a $12 tip
Fucking gross.
for 3 drinks. It was 2 the cans of Jack and Coke.
Those are fine.
And 1 was it a beer? I assume it was a beer, but still.
There was a post I saw on Instagram. It showed Atlanta, the Falcons Stadium, and what $20 gets you. And let me tell you, it's quite a bit. I was like, is that $20 a piece or $20 for all of what's there? It was like a slice of pizza, a pretzel, a hot dog, popcorn, soda, and something else. I was like,
yeah, because you couldn't make money off all of that without it being crazy expensive.
no, that's true. But, greed.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Because, yeah, a draft beer, you make it $6. You're making a lot on that.
Yeah.
When you're making a freaking $12, $14 for a can of beer, that's insane.
The thing is, though, it was like, why? Why are we doing that?
So you're marking it up. So what? A 6-pack is at the most. Bud Light is like $9.99 for a 6-pack. And then at the stadiums, they're selling maybe a slightly bigger one, but it's like $12 for 1 can of Bud Light.
So when we were at the Orioles game, in the suite, we were talking about the food, and even where we worked before, we had access to the menu once, and there was a cheese pizza was like $150. I was like, why?
Yeah, pizza's one of the cheapest things to make.
Explain to me why that's that price. That makes no sense. And when I say explain to me, I don't really mean explain to me, because people always want to try to explain because of inflation and capitalism and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know exactly. That's exactly my point. And none of that shit needs to be priced that way. Well, you have to pay the workers. The ticket was expensive as fuck. You know that, right? Well, they have to pay, whatever. It's just feel like you're making shit up now. It's like people who dick ride, the system, fucking annoy me. It's like that shit, well, if it wasn't for Bezos, you wouldn't have this. I was like, I actually didn't ask for that, though. Yeah, you're right. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have this. But the thing is, I never asked for that. You gave it to me. I was like, okay, I'll take it. But if I didn't have it, I probably would be okay. I'd be cool. So whenever people dick ride, the system, they're like, oh, well, we have to do this because there's this idea that one day they're going to be rich. And then they're going to reap the benefits too. You're not. Your boss will never pay you enough to live next door to them. That's a simple fucking fact. I get paid whatever I get paid. I don't know. We just got another raise, so I'm okay with it. My bills are paid. We got food in the belly. I don't need a whole bunch of money. I want to win the lottery just for funsies. But I don't want to win the lottery so I can be like, I'm rich. I want to win the lottery so I can just go have fun. Because, unfortunately, the system is set up now where you can't have fun without money. And then there's always those things here's, fun things to do without money. You're right. I could go to the park and walk.
That sounds fun.
It's not. This shit is depressing. And then even out here in where we live, all the parks, they're $6 to get in or $30 for a yearly pass. And it's what? Why I gotta pay to go walk on this path? Well, no. So you can't actually walk. So there's a park around the corner from us. There's a farm and everything. It's actually really cool. But there's a sport complex. And they're like, yeah, if you park at the sports complex, it's free. You don't have to pay anything and just walk over to the park. It's you're a sucker to like pay to go into the park, and Sarah's a sucker. So I was like, well, how about a year pass? Because she can get to that park and all the other parks in the county. I was like, I mean, I would just park somewhere else and just
Man,
walk.
some people are big on not wanting to walk.
True, but still. Like,
Even though you're there to walk.
yeah, no shit. I don't know, man. Like, I just get fucking fed up with that shit. That's why I'm just like, look, let me just win the lottery so I got funsies. I mean, like, cause once I win the lottery, I won't even complain about it. Like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna give a bunch of money away, and I'm like, let's go, like fucking have fun. Like, let's just like go to the aquarium and swim.
I want either a go-kart track or like a VR racing. It's like 8 people. Or it's going to simulate a NASCAR race. We're not doing 500 miles, but
That's
50-lap race. That's be fun.
That's a good like this or that though, because like the VR would be fun.
Yeah, the VR, say especially like if it's the real deal, like the steering wheel, the pedals, and you got the thing. Because I only did the VR racing one time, and it's really realistic looking. Like I was in, and I couldn't get it to work because I didn't play around with it enough. I haven't had the time. But I got into the car, and I'm looking down. I see the floor. I see my legs. I'm like, what the hell? It looks like I'm in the car.
But I do like realism of actually just having a go-kart.
Yeah.
And just driving a go-kart, because I'm into like tangible injuries. It sounds fucking weird,
it's
but
fun. We're gonna have the whole with the qualifying laps to see where we start.
Yeah, I'm down for all of that. Let's go. Let's go to the fucking track.
Instead of like, yo, y'all trying to play basketball, like, y'all trying to run the 50-mile race.
Let's go to like that one joint in Jessup, like the fucking Autobahn thing. Let's go there one day and just fuck around.
I'm pretty sure. So I believe those go-karts are actually fast enough that they don't actually, you don't race side by side, because I think they're fast enough like you can actually get hurt. So I think it times you, but you're still against each other. Like I think it's pretty like thorough. Of like you'll see like basically it's like a time you're racing each other, but not side by side. So it's like your lap time's 38, mine's 36, something like that.
So when we go to Dave and Buster's, we play like the race car games, and like playing the race car games, I'm racing. I'm trying to win the race. If you're next to me, I'm not gonna hit you. Incidentally, maybe, but I'm not trying to knock you into a fucking barrier. Anytime I fucking take this dude to fucking Dave and Buster's, yo, he's like, let's race. And then we'll do it. And immediately, he just fucking T-bones me into the wall and just takes off. And I'm like, yo. I remember there was one time I yelled. Like, I didn't like yelling, but I told him, I was like, yo, stop crashing into me, yo. Either drive the drive or fucking don't do it at all. And like you can't, you gotta talk to him gingerly. Otherwise, he gives you this, like, he throws a hand, like, whatever. And it's like, and then usually whenever he does whatever, like, whatever, like, oh, okay, so whatever, like, looks like you walking home today. Yeah, I'll walk home. I was like, do you even know how to get home? Yeah, I just walk that way. It's like, no, you don't. Maybe I'm not meant for this job.
Just got a text from Al, the number 1 pick. Sweet. Yeah, I bet you are happy.
Fuck you, Al. And that's from the heart. All right, let's do these questions real quick.
All right, so it's our 13 questions.
Oh wait,
hold on.
Hold on. I just realized before we get to the questions, I forgot one other note to make. Trump and like I guess the jury was like selected, and motherfuckers already doxed them, put their names out there. So I guess they got to pick a new jury. Like I don't like.
He's gonna have a hard time finding people that don't prejudge him one way or the other.
Well, I think the thing is too, because like however it goes, the jury has to be like unanimous, and I don't think you're gonna get a jury that's gonna either go 12 guilty or 12 not guilty. Like it's gonna be weird. I don't know.
Yeah, this is cult.
Yeah, they wild. I mean, like I get twerk videos and QAnon videos on TikTok now. I'm so happy, dude. Those twerk videos are back.
They know, clearly they know what
they know how to
algorithm is working.
They know how to keep me engaged. Twerk videos and just fucking fapping. It's fucking great, dude. All right, let's get these questions out the way.
Which talent would you most like to have?
I'm pretty talented already, so I mean, there's not much more I can do in this world. I don't know. Apparently, like when Pee Wee got caught in like the jerk off theater, he like jerked off and like 5 minutes later was ready for action again. I mean, this is before like Viagra, so I don't give me that power, dude, because that dude was ready to rock and roll like minutes later. And it's weird that the detectives, they sent 3 of them in. It's weird that they had to watch him do this twice before they arrested him. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, did you need to confirm?
I feel like it's more where you know this much details. I've never heard any of this. You're like very like on the edge of your seat. Oh, what happened to Pee Wee? All right.
Because he was a hero.
Well, my answer's gonna sound lame. Which talent would you? I wish I could play guitar. There you go.
I mean, that'd be cool too, but I mean,
which phrases, words, or phrases do you most overuse?
nah, son.
I say mug still.
So I put up a post on Facebook the other day talking about like basically like, you know, the things that you still say reveals your age or some shit. I can't remember, but like Ashley that we used to work with commented, she was like, all I can hear right now is nah, son. And I was like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of my daily like nah, son. Like,
I think quite often still say this mug.
I say cats a lot. Like, oh, cats over there don't know how to act.
I don't know why when you said that, I was like, a picture the guy who came into the courtroom with the filter of the cat on his face. Did you never seen that?
No.
It was like an older lawyer, and for whatever reason, he had a filter turned on. So he's in online court during COVID, and it's so funny because he's just like, at some point, he's like, the judge is like, I think you have some kind of filter on. He's like, yeah, judge, it is. I'm trying to figure it out. And he's like,
yeah.
I'm not a cat.
I did see that. That's great. All right.
If you could ask one person, I feel like I tried to pick these, but I don't remember reading this one. If you could ask one person one question and they had to answer truthfully, who and what would you ask?
It's probably going to be something to Christina Aguilera. It's going to probably revolve around.
So she's got to answer truthfully.
Yeah, do you want my PP, yes or no? I don't know. Like, I don't care about questions with people because, like, most people I don't care about. No offense to present company, but, like, I ain't got no questions for you, son. I don't got no questions for my wife
thing
either.
coming to mind is
like,
asking OJ, did you do it?
I know that he did.
I knew he did too, but it's something about hearing him say it.
He did. He did say it though. He wrote a book about it.
No, he said if.
Oh, okay. You saw if. I didn't see if. All I saw was I did it. Like he's guilty.
How would you like to die? I don't want to die.
Yeah,
So I feel
that's
like
a
that's a weird
dark question. It's a little fucking dark for a Sunday night.
would you
dude,
like
but
to
probably
die?
in my sleep.
Yeah.
Like
Not
I imagine
painfully.
it's peaceful. Yeah, I want it to be peaceful. Maybe on the operating table in my sleep. I don't know. It'd be like, Mr. Dante, we're going to go ahead and operate on you. You might die. Are you okay with that? And I'm like, I'm good, dude. As long as I'm asleep. I'm like, all right, word.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna say sleep, but I'd prefer to stay living as long.
Yeah,
as
that's not an option.
It's productive.
It's not an option.
No, it might be in our future. You know, I mean,
Nah,
they might like implant us in a robot.
That's wild.
Who'd play you in a movie?
What's Denzel's son's name?
Denzel Jr.
Yeah, nah, it's like John Michael
Oh, that's
Washington
whack.
or some shit.
How you can be named Denzel and name your kid John?
Hold on, wait. Oh, Denzel. What's your son name? Denzel's son. I put Denzel's sons at Denzel's son's movies. It's like, damn. Motherfuckers really don't be knowing this dude's name. John David. Yeah, I'll say John David Washington will play me. Because he's a handsome young man, and Denzel's too old to play me now, so we'll make his son play me.
Yeah, I feel like Brad Pitt would be an easy one, but I'm gonna try to go a little more creative.
He's like, I'm gonna try to be more humble.
Yeah, instead of Brad Pitt, like, let's go. You know what? Let's just go The Rock. Nah.
Let's just go completely.
Or we can
off the
go,
rails.
like real off the rails, like Kevin Hart.
Like, yeah, all right. Like, I get, yeah, I see it. I see it.
Maybe Gary Oldman do a good job, but lately he plays like a nerd.
Because he's old now.
I know.
Like,
So
that's what happens.
Young? Is there any young actors I like?
Zac Efron.
Paul Walker, damn it.
Oh, okay. So we just talked about Paul Walker today on the other podcast because we were talking about the 90s movies. And we're like, Joyride, yet another fucking movie with him in a car. All the Fast and Furious movies and then the one where he died. And then Sarah's like, you can't say that. And I don't know that I edited it out. But we're probably going to re-record anyway because I feel like I said some pretty fucked up shit throughout that whole recording. And I can't put that out. I only say fucked up shit on this podcast. On the other podcasts, I got to make people think that I'm a nice guy. But on this one, it's like, fuck y'all.
All right, we'll just go back to Brad Pitt. I think that's the obvious choice. What technology do you wish existed? Oh, I definitely know this one.
I mean, what already exists? Sex
I want
robots.
some freaking knee cartilage.
Oh.
Like stuff to make your, like when you have the damaged meniscus, there's really not much you can do.
Yeah, like right now I got some neck issues
Like
going on.
the arthritis. Let's get rid of arthritis. There you go.
I don't think that's the technology though. That's just getting rid of shit.
No, what technology? Like, give us some joints that I could play basketball when I'm 70.
I mean, I guess. I mean, yeah, sure. I know. I just want like a more efficient sex robot.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be something like that.
Like when they give a hand job, they're not actually crushing your dick. It's actually like relaxed and like smooth.
If you had to teach a class on one thing, what would you teach?
Ouch.
The same thing you just said.
Like possibly like
Sex robot.
nah, I like legit like nah. I don't think I'm that great at sex. Like I just like to jerk off a lot, but I'm not like good at
Your
it.
sex robot.
Like here's the on button. This is very important. It must be turned on because if not, she's just gonna complain later. I'd probably jiu-jitsu because that's like still very dear to my heart, and I feel like I can't explain a lot with that. I actually had Sophie at the basketball court today, like dribbling. Not really. She was just smacking the ball. I was like, yeah, that's not how you do that. And then I was like, I mean, she's obviously too short to shoot, so I was just having her throw the ball. Like I would hold my arm up and have her throw the ball just to my hand. So she was getting good at like at least launching the ball up. But I realized I can't coach my kid at stuff because like I get like not mad, but it's like if I say like, okay, stop, because I know what's going on with her. Like she's not focusing because I do this. Like you could be telling me something, I'm gonna look elsewhere. I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested in what you have to say. And then come back and you're like, what did I just say? I'm like, I don't know. So I do that to her a lot. Like I'll see her eyes wander. I'm like, what did I just say? And she'll like say that like not even close to what I just said. Like we were on the basketball court today. Like she did something and she started crying. I was like, why are you crying? It's like sometimes I just get sad. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Man, you gave me a flashback in college of one time with the teacher called on me for a question. Not only am I not paying attention, so when I hear my name, I don't even know the question, so I can't even BS anything. It's like, I think I was like, I'm not sure of the answer. It was like the only thing I could say.
I'm gonna be honest. I love when I get called on and I'm not listening, because I like to make it very clear that I wasn't listening. Like I'm super obvious about it. I was like, and Dante was like, oh, what? Like, do you have an answer? It's like, I don't even have a question. Like, like, can you repeat the question? Like, because sometimes it just lets them know I don't care about your content. You're trash.
All right, if I had to teach a class, we'll do the art of sampling.
Nice.
What is your favorite body part about yourself?
Okay. Well, I take good care of my feet, so that's pretty high on my list. But I definitely love my balls.
I don't know if I have a favorite body part like I'm proud of.
Yeah, it's like, what am I proud of? I don't know.
I think you can answer it however you want. I mean, your favorite body part.
Like,
I guess
motherfucker, you
my
pick the
hand does a
questions.
lot. I like my hand.
I mean, I like my hands because they tell a story. My hands are all fucked up. Oh yeah, I got a new ring. I got a silicone ring because my other ring won't fit over my knuckle anymore because
you're talking about on your finger. With you don't know. I got a new ring.
I don't wear cock rings. That's weird.
It is weird.
It's like really weird. But no, like my ring finger is all fucked up and swollen now. Like my actual wedding band stops right here. So I was like, I'm just gonna get a silicone one. Plus, I don't wear my wedding band when I'm rolling anyway, doing jiu-jitsu, because I don't want to like hit anyone with it. And a lot of grapplers actually do wear like the silicone band. And I feel like with the way that my fucking hands are right now, and all my fingers keep getting fucking broken, I may as well just go with this. So I love my hands because it helps me jerk off.
Posted hands, you know, love your hands. What do you value most in your friends?
Just being good people, like being caring people. Like I can't stand motherfuckers that are like completely like, Steve, what do you want to do today? And you say what you want to do. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that. That's stupid. Like I may not want to do it, but it's kind of fucking dumb. But I'm gonna do it because you want to do it. Like that's your thing. Like people that give a damn. That's like what I value most.
Gotta willing to make some effort as we get older. Obviously, we can't do as much things as we used to. But if you're not putting any effort, that sucks. And then also, I mean, you gotta have like a common, at least like somewhat, maybe sense of humor.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I like to think that most people that I associate with have a similar sense of humor as me.
Yeah, imagine like you say one of your messed up jokes. When I say something, there's no laugh at all. Then probably don't want to hang out.
Like, I say some shit sometimes, and I have to kind of judge it at work. I don't say a lot of shit at work, but like the redhead, it's like we're actually cool now. And like she started sending me memes, and I was like, "Oh, we're in the same boat. Like those memes is my memes." So she was like she's been making memes, and just like emailing them to me on a work email. I'm like, I don't know if you want to do that. You might want to chill.
If you had someone following you around all the time, what would you have them do?
Like, come on, son. Like, that's not. Oh well, I don't know. I mean, that's normal shit. I don't. If someone's following me around all the time, kind of really like just doing my fucking like being an assistant, like doing my fucking podcast schedule.
Also, like make me food.
I don't know.
Back scratch. Yeah, I want to just walking around scratching my back.
That's weird.
Nah,
it's weird as shit. But I guess it's weird to me because I don't be having that issue. Because I like when I take showers, I use a washcloth, so I don't need to worry about my back being itchy.
Man, back scratches are the best.
Well, my back don't be itching though, son. So
How do you even reach it? I can't even reach my back in the shower.
You got like the brush.
No comment.
Like, so like your showers are trash. Your shower's like the most boring showers. Like I'd be like in my showers, like this would be like a party. I got like a light in my shower and everything.
Yeah.
Like my showers would be fucking parties outright. I was trying to jerk off in the shower. It was too much though. So I just had to like finish like my regular shower. I was like, I'm done. This shit is dumb. Now I went back and did it later though.
If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? What would it be?
I think my attention span needs to be worked on. Like, I get into hobbies and then I get bored with the hobby like quickly.
I think we're probably in the same.
Like, I'm passionate about a lot of stuff, but my passion only goes so far. But I feel like my passion for things kind of leads me to the next step. Like, I love jiu-jitsu. I truly do. But jiu-jitsu also led me to like the podcasting world as well. And I love doing the podcast and stuff. And that's leading me to other stuff as well. So it's like, I wish I could just kind of, hone in on like the stuff like to completion.
Yeah, I'm similar. I guess maybe I could listen better.
What?
So waiting for my turn to speak, like in Fight Club.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like honestly, you know what? I would like to be a better interviewer because I do podcasts. I'm trash at interviewing. Like I don't be asking because like I don't care. I don't want to know. Like I've mentioned this recently. I don't know if I mentioned it on podcast though, but I've mentioned it to people recently. Like there's a young lady I was on her podcast, and she was on mine, so we took turns. And this young lady had GSP on her podcast, and that's big for her. I'm proud of her. I was like, I don't want GSP on my podcast. I don't have no questions for him. I want to talk to him. And he's my favorite fighter of all time. But I don't want my podcast. Because he and I don't float the same way. We ain't got the same sense of humor, son. Like, could you imagine me like just talk about jerking off with GSP? He'd be like, we don't do that in Canada. And they're like, yo, like Canada's trash.
I wake up, I eat, I train.
Yeah, it's like, yo, like, what are you, a fucking robot? Get the fuck out of here. Like, and I mean, I'm sure, like, there's a lot to be learned from him. But, like, I couldn't, like, interview that dude. Like, so I need to be a better interviewer. Like, even my grandma told me that. Because I was like, I want to have her on a podcast. And I was like, I'm going to let you know now I'm not a good interviewer. She was like, you should probably get better at that then. I was like, I don't want to. I just want to talk. Like, I want to have a conversation. She was like, you sound like you're not a good interviewer at all. I don't know if I want to do your podcast. So, it's a work in progress.
What do you consider the most overrated virtue?
Patience. No, I don't know. I just heard patience is a
virtues. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Here, let's Google it. What are virtues?
What are some virtues? I'm not 100% sure.
Like, what are virtues? Like, why would you pick the question, Dick? What are... How do you spell that?
Virtues?
virtues.
Yes.
Spelling bee chump, baby. Oh, what are virtues in the Bible? Dude, you doing Bible shit, son.
I know something.
We don't do that here at this house. All right, so virtues: courage, justice, patience, temperance, prudence, generosity, kindness.
Prudence? We got to work that out too.
Also known as rationality. Okay, well, I think that's not overrated at all. Wow, there's a lot of virtues. Holy shit. Okay, helping behavior. No, what's this one? That looks like a big word. Therefore, consistent greatness of courage. Nah, I don't like that one. Respect, sincerity, charity, integrity, loyalty, compassion, wisdom. I think wisdom's kind of overrated. Like, just do dumb shit. Just have gratitude. I think that's important. Humility, honesty, kindness. That's a fucking trash question, Steve.
What was you said one. I think that's going to be my choice. We'll go back again.
Prudence.
Well, prudence, yeah. I think of a prude, but it didn't mean that.
Yeah.
What was it? No, you said it.
Helping behavior. I don't know what that word is, so I'm not going to say it. Respect, sincerity, clarity, integrity, loyalty, compassion, wisdom, gratitude, humility, honesty, kindness, generosity, prudence, patience, temperance, justice, courage. Let's see, justice might be overrated. Let's see, given to others what is rightfully theirs constitutes justice.
I'm just going to go off prudence.
What was prudence again?
Yeah, I still don't know.
Also known as rationality. Nah, that's important, dude. You got to be rational. I think, I think wisdom's kind of overrated. Wisdom's just like, being smart and shit and wise. Why do we gotta be wise, yo? Like I told Sarah the other day, we talk about like, imagine being like kids, like the Blue Lagoon, getting stuck on like a desert island. Like that movie was made in a way where it's like they're gonna conform to certain things because of what the writers wrote, because of what we know of society. But if kids are like on an island and we don't have any guidance or anything or understanding of what societal things are, like, I don't think they're going to be like, yeah, they'll build a shelter because that's kind of like a necessity. Like, oh my God, we need shelter because it's fucking raining. like we need to eat, shit like that. But it's like it's gonna be like the basic needs and ideals of life. It was like, okay, probably just like build shelter, like find food, chill out. I don't think that really takes a lot of wisdom. Like that just takes a lot of like do it. Wisdom is like, oh shit. I guess wisdom's like, hey, make sure the shelter doesn't fall on my head. But sometimes that's okay. None of that made sense.
I'm gonna go prudent. All right, last question. I think we got this. I'm gonna make it a 2-part. I think we've had a similar question, but if there was a sandwich named after you, what would be on it? But I'm also gonna add, what will the name be?
It'd be the Dante, obviously.
Okay.
And probably throw some ham on there, some salami. Not salami, ham, pepperoni. Those are delicious, right? Some lettuce, mustard. It's pretty basic because I'm a basic bitch.
You could call it the Dante Basic Bitch.
The Dante Basic.
All right, so name. I'll just go with the Thor Bentley. It's gonna be BLT.
Ow.
What can I do to spice up the BLT? I mean, if I put turkey, it's just a turkey with bacon.
Yeah.
And I think the BLT is special on its own. I don't know. We'll use some fancy bread. That would be the Thor Bentley. BLT.
Okay.
Boom.
All right. Looks like we are. I guess we're done. We answered it.
Yeah, we don't have no prudence.
Yeah, I still don't know what that means. Like we looked at it like 2 or 3 times now. I still don't know what the fuck it means. Let me look at my emails real quick for work. See if I got like the schedules out. I know what work is for me, but I always want to check the schedule because sometimes I don't trust them. Like the other day they put on a schedule, they thought I was off. And I sent a text to my boss. Was like, "Hey man, so like what's going on?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were off." I was like, "Oh, I mean, I can be." Like, I don't know. I think you know what I think I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna just take one Friday of each month off because I don't be using PTO like that anyway. I'm just gonna take the first Friday of each month off. Just I don't know for what. I got nowhere to be.
3-day weekend.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like honestly, it's not like it's anything spectacular because my family's home anyway, so it's not like I could just like walk around the house butt naked and fucking like dance. So I would honestly probably just take the Friday. Like the dad from Malcolm in the Middle, like I think like something happened, and they try to commit like say he committed a crime or some shit, and he was like no, or no they try to say he did something at work, and all the dates that it showed that this thing happened at work were dates that he was off of work because he took every third Friday off. So, and then like he had receipts, and then they're like his family's like there. And it's like, so what were you doing? It's like, oh, I went to the circus that day. And like it shows like a clip of him at the circus having fun, and it's like, and then what did you do? I was at the zoo, and I went and rode go-karts, and then I did bumper cars. I went to the carnival, and his family's like pissed at him. It's like, dude, you having all this fun without us? I was like, oh, I mean, sometimes I need time, and that's how I feel. I need time. So I'm going to start like just taking every third Friday of the month or every first Friday of the month off. And if I run into my family at the mall, oh well. They're like
The old people.
Well, actually, I'm at the mall.
I think the
anyway.
Columbia Mall has a rule with teenagers have to have a chaperone.
I'm not a teenager, dude.
No, but like it got rid of like you don't see like tons of kids walking around the mall like you used to.
That's weird. Like, because that's kind of what malls are made for. Like the mall rats. That's dumb.
I remember like as a kid that was like the first thing I was allowed to do like in terms of like going somewhere.
I remember
We got dropped off at the mall.
Yeah.
I went to all 3 music stores because the mall had 3, and that was about it. Checked to see if there was something new from the artist I liked. There never was. But back then we didn't have the internet to know when albums were coming out. I was just hopeful, like, oh.
Well, we had magazines because I remember like seeing like in the Source and stuff like that. You see like
some of us didn't have magazines, Dante.
I know
Like
because
that.
some
Can I
of
get
us
a magazine? Nah.
some of us had to tell you when like what the second or third House of Pain album dropped. It was like I didn't know that was out. It was like
Man, I had the second one first.
was like,
I didn't know.
Then it
The
was
third one was a complete mystery to me.
it was the third one because I remember seeing the ad in the source, and I told you, and you're like, I didn't know that was out. I was like, yeah.
I used to just look, and I remember seeing one commercial ever on BT randomly. And it was just like they're snarling, and it was like truth crushed the earth. So I was like, where is this album? Then from then on, it was just like I just randomly would go to the store and look. Nope, not there. And I still remember when I finally found it. I was with my grandparents, and then my grandparents were like insisting that I put it on in the car. I was like, I don't think you want to do that.
Excellent.
They're like, what's this song about?
I remember like going to the mall, and I would go to the music stores. I would go to the comic book stores because there's two of them there. I would go to the video game stores because they had EB games, and then was
The
it
little arcade flickers.
Oh yeah, so that was like on the tail.
No, there was one in Chatham Mall. What was that? Did you ever do that?
I didn't.
Chatham Mall is in Ellicott City, and that one had like a really big arcade. Was that called Flickers?
So
That might have been what Flickers
I
was.
remember there was an arcade at Columbia Mall.
Yeah.
But that was like kind of
don't
on
think-
the tail end. That was because it wasn't there much longer after I got here.
And that one was, it wasn't. So yeah, there was this Chatham Mall place, which was a terrible mall, but it had a big arcade.
Apparently, there's a spot out here called Crabtown, like an arcade. I think we might go to that tomorrow. Do our little job interview tomorrow. We're gonna go to Crabtown, and it opens at 11. Just go play video games. They're like, do you want to buy some crabs? Like, nah, I got a girlfriend. Like, I'm okay though, but thanks. And then we're just gonna play all the video games. Gonna get a bunch of quarters, just play video games, and that's all we're gonna do on that day. And then on Tuesday we might go to a movie. Then on Wednesday we're gonna go to Dave and Buster's. And then on Thursday we're gonna go to the library and play checkers. And one of the unique things about the dude is that I understand now what it is. Because if he's like, let's say he sees you shooting basketball, he'll say to you, I bet you I could beat you in basketball. What he's saying is, would you like to play basketball? Is what it is. But the only terminology he knows is like, I bet I could beat you. And the thing that's funny about it is like he says this to me all the time. And I have to remind him, you cannot beat me at basketball. You will never beat me at basketball. Stop saying it. It's exhausting. And I try to redirect his word. And like, if you want to play basketball, just say, hey, Dante, do you want to play basketball? And I'll say no. Because I don't want to play basketball. We'll play around the world. Like, he's a good shot. He wins around the world quite often. It's not like 3-point around the world. Like he can't do that. Like, fucking relax. But anytime we're at the bowling alley, he'll see one of the younger guys at work. So it's like, bet I can beat you. It's like, dude, just say, hey, would you like to bowl with me? It's cool. We're working on it, yeah. Maybe I'm the right person for this job. Also, the names for our episodes are going to be wild upcoming. Just go with it. Don't ask why. Just go with it.
All right.
I like, all will be revealed very soon. It'll be fun. But otherwise, I guess we're done. I'm just stalling now. Oh, perfect. 2.5. We're under 3. I still got to edit the rest of this episode for Off the Mess. So let's get the fuck out of here. As always, thank you for listening. If y'all got any questions, concerns, criticisms, always feel free to reach out to us. You can find me at bjj.wiki on Instagram. Steve can be found at thor.bentley on Instagram. And collectively, we are at the Colompton Beer Club on Instagram. Yeah, that's it. Got any beer suggestions, send them to us. I think Shoki said he's going to be sending some beers off to us shortly. So we'll have a supply to run with from there. And then we got more silver that needs to be unbagged.
Yeah,
and
we're gonna do
utilized.
the double beer bong.
So for recording next week, I think we might have to do Saturday or Sunday, because Friday I think I'm going to re-record this episode with Sarah, just because I feel like, see this stack here, these are all the notes. And the thing is, they're so disorganized, and I need to organize them so I can have the outline kind of like ironclad. I mean, the episode itself is fine, but I just feel like it's a little sloppy. And then part of it, like whenever I record with Sarah, I'm just kind of like belligerent and like a berater sometimes. But like, you're a horrible wife. Like, your peanut butter jelly sandwich is a fucking dog shit. And people hear this. So I might want to record again differently and make it sound like I'm like a model husband. So yeah, we might record Saturday work for you or Sunday?
Let's talk, but I mean, maybe Saturday if we can.
Because she's working both those nights. Like, if it were up to me, I would choose Saturday just because I know Sunday we have like I don't have to get up the next day, so I can fucking beer bong a bunch of beers. But if it's Sunday, it's not a problem either. But either way it goes, all right, we'll do that. But yeah, that's all,
Folks.
Send us a letter. Talk to us, we talk back. Steve.
Good soup.
Bye, y'all.
Damn, that shit was dope.